Welcome to New Atlantis, a massive metropolis sprawling over the coastline of an island in the middle of the Viridian Ocean. People from every background and way of life can be found among the city's 9.5 million citizens. A contradictory combination of good, evil, dark, light, past mistakes, and the promise of change, New Atlantis is the hub for all things super. Ever since the 1930s, the city has been the epicenter of heroes and villains alike. 3 generations of supers have now called New Atlantis their home, each causing the city to adapt to a new way of life. A 4th generation of heroes must prove themselves worthy as New Atlantis welcomes these young supers with skepticism. Fortunately, or unfortunately for them, forces beyond their knowledge have set plans in motion, thrusting 5 of these would-be heroes into the crossfire, forcing them to decide if they'll be the heroes the city expects them to be, or failures that'll soon be forgotten.
Supers are a dime a dozen here in New Atlantis, and good for less. For every success story, there's at least 5 failed capes who hit a brick wall on their path to greatness. My parents were counted among those failures before they died, and they left behind a failure son. I was 5, getting kicked from place to place by relatives who didn't want a failure. I wasn't taken in until my uncle opened his home and his heart to me. But like all that was my life, this was never gonna last, as the failure to end all super failures, the one and only Golden Prophet, more like the Golden Fuck-Up, resulted in my only family left being left in a coma. The only option for a failure son was the streets, homeless and desperate. I did a lot of things I'm not too proud of looking back on, just to survive, and I fell down some terribly dark holes. But some people helped me pull myself out, and I'm doing everything I can to stay that way. The powers have been helping, at least in the keeping me housed department. I can create illusions that fool the eye and the ear. It lets me do a little Robin Hood action to appropriate from some corrupt suits to keep the lights on. I even decided to don a mask, help out the city a bit. Now, of course, my very first superhero save and some cape with a stick up his ass comes up, calls me a Nancy boy, and takes credit for my work. Fine by me. Negative Nancy here will be a constant reminder to those vainglorious capes that they aren't so high and mighty. I'll outsmart the bad guys and make them look like a bunch of clowns in the end. Well, only if my team gets their act together. There's the small one, Weeping Willow, mistress of destroying school plumbing, who definitely doesn't have her powers of hydrokinesis under control. There's Mancer, a friend who can travel between dimensions and create psychic constructs, and doesn't know if her next jump is gonna let her come back home. There's the Golden Retriever, Argonaut, tall, fast, strong, stupidly gorgeous. I hate him. Whose golden family I'm worried will fuck this up more than I'm worried about him doing so. And finally, Buckler. A man of way too many secrets, and way too shiny of armor. I'm not the leader. I'm just the failure who always has a smart plan. Oh boy. We may just be screwed. Well, good thing they've got me around to always make every mistake look like a flawlessly executed plan. Hey, what are illusions good for if not for making you look really good?
Okay, okay, here we go. I, Jason Damick... What's that? But Dad, that's not my real... No, I'm sorry, you're right. Okay, I got this. I, Theseus Damocles, son of Lord Trident, the next in line of the Pantheon superhero legacy, the new Argonaut, pledge to be a paragon of courage, humility, perseverance, sacrifice, and responsibility. As the new wielder of the Argo, I promise to devote my life to protect and serve New Atlantis and the world. Rest easy, citizen. You are under my protection now. That is my oath. How was that, Dad? Oh, cool. Thanks. Yeah. Hey, Dad, so now that the Argo has completely taken over my body, I'm super fast, and I have strength like you. Also, I feel like people look weirdly to me, even when I don't have the outfit on, but yeah, now that I have full powers, can I go on superhero missions without you or Mom or Agent Hal, on my own? Wait, really? You promise? Also, actually, I was thinking maybe I could be in my own team with my friends that I fought those aliens at the school with. Oh, yeah, okay, so there is Karai. She's my friend from the drama club. Oh, yes, I'm in the drama club. No, it's not serious. But yeah, she has these crazy water control powers that can even blow up vents. And then there's JoJo, who I think has these powers of traveling between worlds. And I think she lives in the school basement, but okay. And my friend Jack, who has this super great thing that he does that can change the way things look like. And, also, Dad, I know you said my brother isn't allowed to fight crime, but he sent me, and I think you should really allow him to be, okay. No, I'm sorry. I won't bring it up again. I know he's immortal, yes. No, I know you didn't mean to yell. Sorry. Yeah, I'll be out of the studio in a minute. Just want to sit here for a second. Okay, Jason. Okay. You got this. This is what we trained for. We even have a superhero team now. It's time to show New Atlantis what you are made of. Maybe once you prove yourself, Dad will listen and you can get Annie have an active role and he will be happy again and not hate you. Okay, Jason. Argo chose you for a reason. Let's prove it right. Become the greatest hero ever, like Mom and Dad and Grandpa and Nana. And I mean, what's the worst that could happen? You go crazy and rogue like Uncle Victor and turn into a bloodthirsty supervillain killing thousands? Yeah. Hey, Dad? What does it mean when the red light is blinking on the microphone? What? Oh. Shit.
Aeneas Damocles Self-Evaluation Log Day 1957. Greetings, Self-Evaluation Log. As a note for posterity, the personification of this log is purely an experimental measure, as I observed such idiosyncrasies in popular film media. As a thorough inspection of the previous 1956 self-evaluation logs would suggest, I am not typically aware of trends in popular film media. The reasoning for this newfound base of knowledge is in fact a peer at New Atlantis Founders Academy, JoJo. She has pointed out that I may not have developed an excess of social skills in my time away training. Not that she knows that I've spent the past 1,957 days training. I have begun measures to rectify this and shall record the results in upcoming self-evaluation logs. On to the relevant events of today. At New Atlantis Founders Academy, I disobeyed the current protocol for fire drills following JoJo as there appeared to be cause for concern. We then found Jack, a senior peer with the power of illusion, and after some heated discourse, we ran into both Karai, an individual with at least a 7.3 on the vent power feedback scale, and my younger brother. After a brief altercation with a creature which seemed to be which of course raises many questions about that foe. Please refer to the combat log in log section C for further details, although for further relevancy in this log it should be noted that I did in fact save my younger brother from harm during this battle. After the altercation, we were accosted by the principal for our many rules infractions. Due to tensions between myself and my biological parents, I have been banned from outwardly helping this group of individuals, which shall make my mask and secret identity of higher than average use. Note: current section of self-evaluation log shall be stricken from official record. Ever since the Golden Prophet approached me for a specialized training program, I have not thought about the events of 5 years ago much. Since my return to the Damocles household, I've been confronted with my failure practically daily. Due to observations from self-evaluation logs 1867 and 1956, I believe that I may have lost my opportunity to feel super. Despite my superhuman ability, I've not once observed a sense of true power in a self-evaluation log. It is in these moments that I experience what I believe is a deep gratitude towards the Golden Prophet, as I've notated significant increases to my physical abilities since beginning her training. It is that fact that only further complicates my theft from her today with Jack, and the lies I'm sure have only begun to tell her about it. While I cannot deny being heavily in debt to the Golden Prophet, I am unaware whether I would enjoy being beholden to her. Good night, self-evaluation log.
Hey everyone, Karai here. Full disclaimer, I hate talking about myself, so some things about me, I guess. I'm 15 years old, honor student. I got into my current institution of education thanks to me being smart. I guess I have to talk about the things that I'm capable of doing with my powers. That's complicated. I don't mean to be vague on purpose. Just that I'm vague because I don't fully understand what I'm capable of yet, and my capabilities even frightened me. It all started when I was 11, and I got upset over something I don't even remember. I started to get really upset and heated, and then all of the open water around me also got heated to the point of boiling. And I killed my goldfish. He was a good fish. His name was Silverbolt, and I know that's very strange because goldfish are gold, but he was like a gray goldfish, so I called him Silverbolt. That's not the scary part of my ability. The scary part was when my mom came into the room. She's fine. She's alive. She just doesn't live with my dad and me anymore. We're kind of on our own, and I gotta take care of him. But yeah, speaking of the superhero thing, I kind of did this thing in the school the other day. There was these shadows in the basement of our school, and I was down there with, I guess, a bunch of other kids that were also supers. The, obviously what was Jason. He doesn't know this, but I almost hurt him really bad one time. And that's how I found out that he was who he was, because he was able to, like, not have his body boil from the inside out. Anyway, Jason and I and that one kid that I think does dope, and Jason's brother, and the other kid that lives in the basement. I don't remember their names. They don't ask my name, so I don't ask their name. Anyway, we were all down there in the basement, and there was these shadow things, and so I decided to go ahead and throw the boiler at them. I mean, it worked. But then the basement started to flood. I tried to stop it by slowing down the water molecules to make it slow freeze it. Like, that's how that works. That's science. And the whole sewage system in this school blew up. Yeah, the whole it blew up. And yeah, you know, I think the girl that lives in the basement is mad about it because something broke. But the thing is, it's like, I didn't know everything was gonna break. But everything broke. And hi, my name's Karai. I kind of just want to, you know, go to school and have people leave me alone, but yeah, so that's me. I hope everyone, I'm done. I don't, what? No, I'm done.
Hey! Hi, recorder. This would probably work better if I give you a name. Jamie. Hi, Jamie. It's me. Jojo. Everything I tell you has to stay here. I just need someone to talk to. So, of course, instead of talking to anyone else like a sane human being, I'm talking to my voice memo app. Of course. What else? Age 17, grade 11, sex female, favorite color yellow, and secret number 1 is that I make art. Yeah, and I'm pretty good at it now. Started when I was a kid and ended up somewhere else for the first time. I wanted to get on paper what it looked like. Yeah, I guess that's secret too. Years ago, I had this crazy dream. I was running on a broken road and fighting monsters. I don't know how to describe it. And then I had more vivid dreams, one after the other. The really crazy thing, though, is that I started running into people from my dreams in real life, and just, it was like I knew them. And turns out, those weren't my dreams I was fighting in. It was theirs. I was fighting their inner demons. Their actual, literal inner demons. A few Google rabbit holes later, and I found out there's this bonkers psychological phenomenon that happens to some people, and they have other people, they're sometimes referred to as system mates, inside of them. But unlike dissociative identity disorder, it's not considered a mental illness by many medical professionals because it's not causing the person distress. They call them tulpas. God, what a cool name, right? Of course, I can't tell my parents any of this. Exact quote from them. If God intended us to shape his world, he would have blessed all those of faith with this power. But he didn't. The supers are trying to play God. But if I'm seeing what's in people's heads and helping them, it can't be that bad, right? And then the places I ended up got weirder. The first one looked so off from anything I'd seen in the real world, I assumed it had to be a dream, but then I got hit hard. These were other worlds, dimensions, timelines, I don't know, but so many of them were destroyed. I've been doing everything I can to salvage what I can of the remains because, well, these could have been sprawling cultures left behind. It would be wrong not to keep something of them intact, right? Now that I've seen it up close, I think the destruction, it's being caused by something. I don't know by who or what or why it's happening, but I want to find out. Coach Melson and I just finished working on a device, a teleportal based on a design from her days as a super. The idea was that if I ended up in another world, we could use that to pull me back, and then freaking Karai exploded the entire sewage system in the school and busted the teleportal. Ugh, it took me forever to get those parts. So, step 1, do the research. Step 2, help get the school's artifact back. Step 3, rebuild the teleportal. And step 4, figure out what's causing the destruction. And the most important step of all, make sure my parents don't find out. What I'm doing is wrong. But if I can help figure out what's causing the destruction, if there's any clue hidden in the artifacts, I have to try.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hero Complex. I am your game master, your man in the chair, Sanctum Cosplays, and we have a new friendly face with us today because our resident golden retriever unfortunately cannot be with us today. He is busy and in a completely fucked up time zone compared to the rest of us. So we will miss Sinan greatly, but we have Nora in his place. So I'm going to go around and have everyone introduce themselves, their characters. Nora, you don't have to at this point. You can introduce your character when they show up if you wish.
Okay.
So yeah, we will start with Rob. Introduce yourself and your character.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rob the GM at RobYourOwn on the Twitters, and today I am Aeneas Damocles, the protege, also known as Buckler, maybe eventually as Icarus, but that's nothing for now.
And tell us one important thing that happened to your character last episode.
My mentor got kidnapped, and I got wings because I guess she did actually trust me and believe in me and left me a secret project. Weird.
Alrighty, we will move over to Jojo.
All right. Hi, I'm Narissa Hart. I play Josephine Jojo Vey, or the Mancer, or just Mancer. And important things that happened last time, Jojo altered the memory of the Golden Prophet to hold emotions is actually valuable. And Jojo, after a big run-in with her parents, who once again almost got into domestic violence and told her she wasn't allowed to go to college, she would have to quit the track team and all these other things because she found Annie in their yard. Jojo has now packed up her things and is running away from home. And I don't think she's told anyone yet.
All right, Nora, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Nora. I play Quailena Firetree on the Cornfields and Kobolds podcast. I'm also writing a Powered by the Apocalypse game that will be playtesting as soon as next month. And I've known these lovely people since the start of quarantine, and it's been fabulous.
We are glad to have you here, and I am glad to see what chaos you bring to this game. I mean, how you help the party. That's what I mean.
Yes.
I'm sure you're going to help the party.
Listen.
That's the plan.
Oh, listen.
Look, I blame Marquise for last time.
That's fair. Moving over to Karai. You're muted.
I thought I pressed that button, but I guess it didn't. Hi everybody, my name is Val. Val's Rants on the internet. I bring to you Karai, our little magical girl water ninja Nova, of the non-binary type. And the important thing that happened to them last time, oh man, so much happened last time. Oh, they revealed that they almost boiled the Argonaut alive one time. And he was okay with it.
Cool with it.
Yeah.
It's fine. You get used to it.
Like,
It only
yeah.
tickled a little bit.
Yeah, apparently.
He wants to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
All right, and then last but not least, Jack.
Hi, everybody. Barty time here. I am bringing you Jack Phantasm, also known as Negative Nancy, who is the delinquent. And the most important thing that happened to me last game is my feelings for people, certain individual, were outed. So yeah, that happened. Oh, and I also got to be Kid Jack because I literally went insane. Well, I got all the conditions and then decided that I lost control of my powers. I heard a super. I don't know how that's gonna go. But yeah, lost consciousness there, and my id just came out. So yeah, whole lot of fun conversations. That was me.
Alrighty. So we will pick up where we left off. That was Jason, Karai, and Jack in the basement of the school. For the sake of the fact Sinan is not here, after the odd conversation about emotions and Karai's feelings towards him, he, in a very Jason fashion, scampered off to be alone for a little bit with his own thoughts. He kind of just ran away from feelings and conversations and emotions and is now upstairs doing something else in the school. Jojo, I believe you had just left your house.
Yeah, so she just packed up a few sets of clothes, left all the conservative shit at home, and her art supplies that she had been hiding from her parents. I think that she gets outside, thinks about taking the car, and then decides against that because she doesn't want to be found by her parents, and they could probably track the plates or send the cops. So she instead goes around back and grabs her bicycle and is going to ride that back towards the school.
Sure. And then Buckler, you're also on your way back to the school, correct?
Yeah.
So we're just gonna fast forward a smidgen to where Jojo and Buckler are in the basement with Jack and Karai. That way make it a little bit easier for all of y'all. So you are all four of you in the basement of the school by the teleportal and the boiler that's still being repaired.
Jojo immediately takes some of the things from her backpack and organizes it in the lockers that have been established or to the side, sets up a few of the cots that they have from when she and Coach Melson would be working down here, and just says, does anyone else need anything? I've got food, snacks around the corner, actually, or the fridges for the cafeteria, so we have stuff there too.
Jack is
never gonna say no to snacks.
determinedly not looking at Annie, just wherever that person may be in the room, his eyes are literally everywhere else. But okay, so the plan was, if I do remember correctly, we were supposed to do a bit of quick training, and then what was the next step? Because we still have a bunch of people missing, and apparently we have a new person missing.
So
Yes.
my thought on this was, we've got the whole track field. We've got a lot of really great equipment. If we want to go out there, Annie and I can get into the shed easy, and that would be a good place for us to practice, try and figure out how each other's powers work. I also am going to try and exhaust the hell out of myself so that I can sleep a little longer. And if you guys would be willing to try and dream hop with me, we can try and go into the dreams of someone, or if you just want to protect me while I go to sleep, because I'm going to try and get into the minds of someone who has been abducted, who's there.
I am unaware. Are you able to take us when you dream?
I don't know about dreaming. It's a new thing, but we have established that it's a lot, but I can take multiple people with me when I do jumps. So I don't know if I can while I'm asleep, since it's subconscious and it's slightly different, but I mean, it's worth a shot.
I mean, if anyone can lucid dream, it does stand a shot that you should be able to do something similar to get people into others' dreams. However, I won't be able to join you.
That's fair. If you could stay here and just protect us while we're asleep, and for those who want to try and jump with me, I just need to have some kind of physical proximity to you. So if you guys are comfortable with like elbows or shoulders touching or feet touching or something, she basically is having to say, if you want to cuddle while we're sleeping, but is very uncomfortable saying that sentence.
Yeah. Understood. I believe maybe it would be good to, because we are now in a situation where we are essentially fighting on two separate fronts.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be best if Jack and my younger brother stayed behind. I think they have the best sense. Jack cannot jump, and Jason is the most capable defender, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It would be good if they stayed behind. Also, Jack, I can leave you as many notes as you require and see if you can get yourself up to speed on the teleportal.
And I've got manuals on it too. Like a ton of stuff that Coach Melson and I put together from when we built it.
You got it.
Terrific. That way, hopefully, we may both make progress on two fronts.
Jojo gets very excited and pulls up the PowerPoint presentation of the plan and all the notes, like the Google Drive that she created, pulls up some other books, pulls out some of the relics that are important, and just gets a whole station of supplies set up for Jack.
Terrific. Well, I am emboldened that we finally have what seems to be a good plan, and I don't think that anything could really throw this off.
Karai, are you okay coming into the dream with us? Because I would love to have you there.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, great.
All right. So, are you guys planning on going to the track first, or are you deciding to stay here?
Yeah, so we're all technically going to the track to train.
And Jojo puts on her track uniform and gets the keys for the shed.
Yeah. Aeneas does the same thing and gets a whistle because he's like, all right, this is what I know. This is what I do.
Feeling his personal trainer oats.
By dorks.
He's feeling himself.
Mm-hmm.
As the four of you make your way out to the track, you are, I don't want to say greeted because that's a polite word. Your eyes are accosted with perhaps the brightest light you have ever seen. It covers probably the entire track and field and most of the school in this just bright white light. And you hear the sound, the best way you could probably, Mancer, you probably recognize the sound as the sound of the teleportal powering down. But it doesn't make sense because you're not by the teleportal. And there you see, once you have all regained your vision, a woman standing in the center of your track and field. Nora, why don't you describe what your character looks like to everyone?
Okay, Kiveli is a woman who stands about 5'6". She's slim but well-toned. Seems like a very athletic person. And she's wearing a very form-fitting sort of leotard that seems to be in muted colors right now with a cowl in a sort of dark red or maroon, and little wisps of black-brown hair peek out, and she's got a tan skin, freckles, and brown eyes. But other than that, and a rather large backpack on her back, she seems to, look kind of like a normal human.
Identify yourself.
Jedi or Sith Lord?
What? Oh my gosh! It's you! It's you! It worked!
It's who?
Incorrect. I said identify yourself.
Wait, hang on, guys. Sorry. Who are you?
Oh my, hi. You're Jojo, right?
Yeah,
My name is Kiveli.
Hi.
But you can. Okay, well, I guess I'm not really
No.
that cool.
No. So your name's Kivelli. Hi.
Yeah.
What? How do you? Have you seen the posters of the track team in the school?
No,
Or
oh gosh, I'm messing this up already. Gosh. Okay. Hi. My name is Kivelli. I'm also known as the Sybil, and I've come from the future to help you.
from
The future.
the future?
Yes. And she pulls down the cowl, and her hair just pops out. It's cropped short, kind of to, mid jaw, and it's curly and kind of just poofs out everywhere. And she extends her hand to Jojo, and you could tell that she's a little nervous, like she's meeting a celebrity.
I put my hand on JoJo's before she touches the new person. I'm like,
oh,
I would like
right.
to kind of tune in on like your biochemistry to see if you know there's any indication in your organs, like your heartbeat, that you're lying.
So funny you mention heartbeat because she doesn't have one.
She has no heartbeat.
Yo, I'm gonna like point at her. I was like,
Kurai, what you notice is that her blood is circulating continuously, and it seems to be driven by a screw, like a pump.
what is going on inside of you?
Oh.
That seems rude.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You can sense water.
There is
I'm
no
so
heart
sorry.
there is no heart in this person.
I have
That's
a hydraulic
real mean.
screw for a circulatory system. I'm from the future, so I've got all kinds of weird implants, but you don't need to worry about it. I'm human aside from the technology.
Oh my god, that's so cool. And Jojo like almost goes to get a closer look and then realizes that would be really rude and like holds back, but does shake Kivelli's hand.
and
like Cavelli's just freaking out, like, oh my god, she thinks I'm cool.
Wait.
And then she shakes.
So you're telling me you found that they found a way to create a system that can mimic the biological function of heart, but still be driven by the body's chemical processes?
Oh no, it's like a combination of biology and mechanics, biomechanical.
That's so cool.
That's
Wait,
fascinating.
okay.
I need all of you nerds to calm the hell down. Hi, person Cavelli. I have a question for you. You are here. How far in the future are you originally from?
Well, we're not sure. It's kind of a weird situation where there's like a disconnect in the time stream.
The hell you mean a disconnect?
It's not like a linear relationship between our time and yours.
Okay.
Oh, are there
But-
no calendars?
But you
Is
know
that what you're
who
telling
they
me?
are.
Wait a second. No, Kivelli, you're talking about an alternate thread, right?
Yeah, alternate universes. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know this.
I've been to some of them before, just parallel replications
No,
of
no,
this
no. This
world.
one's definitely branching off of your present. Like we're direct descendant of your time.
Oh god, I did not need theories to be confirmed as fact today.
So
okay.
how
Why
do
are
you
you
know
here?
about me and us?
Well, you guys are
It
the
would
key.
be history.
You're well, I'm supposed to help you in what you're doing right now.
By who? Who said that?
Oh, well, Blink sent me.
Where is she?
She's been in our future for about 3 months.
3 months?
Yeah, I've been training for this my whole life.
Excusez-moi.
Interesting.
Qu'est-ce que le fuck?
I don't
wait,
believe
so
that.
3 months is 3 months your whole life?
No.
Oh, so wait, Blink has been there for 3 months.
But she's
I'm
only
17.
been gone for 3 days.
Blink has been there
Oh.
for 3 months for you. So, but you were training for this your whole life. So you were training for this before Blink showed.
Like I said, there's a disconnect.
Time might pass differently there.
Yeah, we figure that might be the case.
Okay.
It
Why?
could also have something to do with
How did you know to train for this without Blake? Is what I want to know.
because in our future Dissonance won.
Oh. Are you part of the resistance?
Yeah, we kind of live in the gaps between the dimensional cracks. Like, we have complicated machinery that kind of creates space-time bubbles that we live in, and it's very cramped. But we have a lot of hope, and I represent that hope, and I'm here to help.
So in this instance, here, I'm sorry, Cavelli, can you give me just 1 minute?
Yeah.
I'll be right back. And she's gonna look to Jack and say, Jack, can I borrow you?
Sure.
And is gonna sidebar and like gesture. It's not a this needs to be a one-on-one. Like she gestures that if Karai and Annie also want to join in, like we can powwow.
And he's actually gonna approach Cavelli with a couple like rough sketches he's already made of like, okay, obviously I'm working with inefficient technological, but is this
Cavelli
like,
just takes the pencil and just starts making corrections.
of course.
See that her hand moves incredibly gracefully and fast.
Why do
he
I
is
like him?
observing you so closely.
Yeah, and she'll just nerd out and tell Annie all about all of her enhancements.
Oh. Annie, and like not literal, but just drooling, like.
No, I think it's literal.
Almost literal, yeah.
I like him.
Is this the closest
like
Annie has ever
him.
been aroused in his life?
I like him. What is up with me? I have the worst taste in men. Hey, what do you need, bud?
I feel like we can trust her. And I didn't want to jump in and tell her more of the game plan or figure out where to go from here without talking to you about it first, because I know you seemed concerned.
Oh, concerned is like low on the list. Absolutely don't trust her. However, better to keep her around than not. So, we can inform her of what we plan to do. I would prefer to not have her be fully aware of the full range of everything in our information circle, if you catch my drift.
That makes total sense. I agree with that. However, in this moment, the next step in our plan that she has shown up for and said she needs to help us with is us disclosing with each other every single power we have and exactly how they work.
Yeah,
so either I feel like this is a moment where there's some information we can keep secret, but we are going to have to take a big leap of faith here. And I don't want to make that leap of faith if all of us aren't on board.
So at this moment, just kind of like from the middle of you, Karai just like pops up as like, I don't necessarily trust anyone that doesn't have a heart, but if she does anything, I'll just kill her.
Well, and we can ask her before we disclose anything more, ask her about how Dissonance 1 and the other timeline, how they behave. That way we can make sure that doesn't happen here.
Well, the big problem there is whatever happened in Cavelli's timeline has automatically been changed by her presence here.
That's true. However, with timelines that are really close and just have one paradoxical break-off point, usually those things are still at least similar. So it might give us an idea of one plan of action Dissonance might take. It may not be the guarantee, but it's good to know what the possibilities are.
1 second. Hey, Cavelli!
And she breaks off in the middle of an explanation about like the muscle enhancements that she has. It's like halfway through her list and she turns around and she's like, yes, Negative Nancy?
How much do you know about us?
Well,
pulls out books.
She says, well, I have a as full of a rundown as I can of all of your known abilities. I wasn't given every detail, but I know how things happened in our timeline. And
that's such good news.
Well, no, it was bad news.
No, for us, it is such great news that you know what happened in your timeline.
Yeah. Well, as much as we can. Like, there's only so much information can be recovered from an event as cataclysmic as like a multi-dimensional being taking over our universe. So, you know.
Can I see some of those books? I would love to try and just read up to get caught up on what happened there.
Well,
just
I
so we
don't
can try and avoid
exactly
it.
have books, but she unslings her backpack and just like grabs a chunk of it, and part of it pulls off and morphs into a tablet. And she kind of just hands the tablet to Jojo.
Jojo is like a kid at Christmas and goes over to Annie so they can geek over the tablet together.
Was that simply, did your brain and any implants in it send what you wanted with the chunk of that to be to the device so that it would morph into what it was? Or is that specific chunk always a tablet?
No, I told it what to be. It can be lots of things, and the backpack just morphs into like giant wings, just for show.
What?
Oh,
I look to
future.
Karai.
We must save the
looking
world.
back
The
at you.
future is too cool.
Like, I look back at Jet, and I'm just like,
These two are gonna get us killed. These two fucking nerds are gonna get us killed.
And we're gonna I think Jojo and I completely ignore it and just start reading.
Yeah, and I think if it automatically populates the thing you're thinking about, her thought is how did Dissonance win in that timeline? And it just automatically populates on the tablet.
So her brain can link with the tablet, but you don't have the same implants she does, so it can't detect what you're thinking. So if you're just staring at it, she's like, what are you waiting for? It has an interface, it has buttons.
She pulls up some pulls up some of the buttons and it's like, oh yeah, I knew that.
We knew, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I modeled it after devices available in this time, so you would be able to use it.
That's amazing, thank you. And pulls up information on how Dissonance won and what our group did in that timeline.
Okay, man in the chair. I guess that's you.
Yeah, let me pull up your rulebook really fast because
This is such a cool put-in character concept. Holy shit.
Where is this playbook? There it is. Let me pull that up really fast because I have a question about one of your abilities.
Whose abilities?
Sybil.
Ah, yes.
Where did you put your moves, my dear? There they are. Okay, so you did not take tomorrow's golden promise. That's what I was just checking.
No, I didn't.
Cool. So I actually want, if Mancer is the one who is doing this, why don't you roll to assess the situation for me, Mancer?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me just one sec. That's the 7.
All right.
Jojo's mundane is 0, so it's just a straight 7.
It's superior for assess.
Oh, I think it. Yeah, superior is also a 0.
Okay.
Literally her scores across the board are 0, 0, 0, 2, 2.
Jesus. Okay. So as you use this, futuristic tablet that both you and Buckler are just so excited about in every way, shape, and form, you see. They're not necessarily news articles, but you see the information on, how do I put this nicely? Sybil is giving you a lot more hope than she should be. She's here because y'all fucked up. She's here because y'all fucked up big time. She's here because if she wasn't, you would all be living, I don't want to say all, most of you would be living in a timeline, in a world that looks exactly like the vision that you went into of the completely blank New Atlantis.
Yep.
Where everything is basically wiped clean. There are no humans really living out in the open. There are very few. Supers are exceedingly rare in that timeline, thanks to your choices. Supers are being actively killed in that timeline, not by Dissonance, thanks to your choices. Dissonance is basically the overarching supreme being, and only is ever really seen if its dictators underneath them need assistance or smackdown.
Is there a picture of Dissonance's face in any of these articles?
Dissonance is rarely seen.
You also notice that there are weird like glitches and misspellings going on. And as Cavelli is peeking over your shoulder, her face kind of like, you notice the energy kind of like drop. And she's like, oh no. Oh no.
What's wrong?
The temporal displacement messed with my quantum computer in my brain.
Oh.
My memories are a little... Oh, no. And she just kind of stands there and just thinks hard for a minute. I'm going to estimate at least 20% corruption.
Do you need... You said it's your memory?
Yeah, but it's a quantum computer implant in my brain, and she turns and she kind of like pulls her hair back so that you can see that her skull is a little bit elongated.
Okay. I might be able to try something to help.
I don't want to like be unfair to you, but I'd prefer it if you didn't try to hack my brain computer, because quite honestly, it's a little beyond what anybody from this time would be able to really understand.
That's fair.
Maybe a few researchers, but I don't think we're anywhere near MIT.
Mm-hmm.
Cavelli,
Nancy.
this is all lovely. I need to know this. What can you do?
Well, I can run really fast for a long time, and I can jump a little higher than usual, and I have these cool gloves that let me climb anything. Oh, right. And then she collapses the wings into her backpack and pulls out of a pouch a little gun, like about the size of the cricket gun from Men in Black. And it just looks very small and unassuming, but then she says, this can create temporal distortion bubbles, but I've only got enough charge for maybe 2 or 3.
Oh.
Oh,
That's cool.
fascinating.
1 second.
Yeah. Is everything okay with Val?
Probably internet burp.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
That's my guess. We have an internet bubble.
Okay.
Yeah, the temporal bubble. It
The
hit our
temporal
internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Ah,
We will pause and see if Val comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just fiddle faddle real fast.
Val's typing.
here we go. Yep, internet is dropped.
Oh no. Okay, well, while we're waiting, again, this is a fucking amazing concept for a drop-in character. Can I just... Fuck yes.
Aw, thank you.
This is dope.
Yeah, the playbook is called The Harbinger, and it's from the Unbound collection from one of the add-on, or one of the later books.
Okay, just the word Harbinger has come up in so many stories I have told in so many ways. So I appreciate that so greatly, and we'll talk after this.
Okay.
The character description is you're from the future and you know how things turn out. You came back with a mission to make sure that history changes for the better, but things are scrambled. Your memories are not quite right. You're not sure how the present becomes the future. So until you can figure it out, you might as well do what good you can, where you can, and all while trying to connect the dots between your world and this one.
Right.
It's perfect, especially considering we've already established that JoJo deals with going to alternate dimensions and to alternate timelines.
I fixed the cameras for the moment, so when Val comes back in, they'll be switched, so we're good to go.
Right, we will continue, and then hopefully Val gets back to us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember where exactly. Cavelli was talking about
your powers.
Their cool powers.
Yeah.
Mostly
Val's coming.
Okay. Should I wait?
No, keep going.
Okay. Well, I mean, mostly I'm human plus. I mean, I've got this cool clothing and like my backpack is a nanofactory.
Manufacturing.
And I have a neural lace that can link up with electronics.
Okay.
And I have sensory implants, so I can see into the infrared and the ultraviolet, and I can hear ultrasonic and subsonically, but I can turn it off if I choose to. So,
Uh, Jack puts up an illusion of just like a rubber ducky on everyone's head. Can you see those?
yeah.
Okay.
Out of character question, his illusions work psychically, right?
No.
No, they're visual electrons.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I was going to explain that when we did our little training montage.
Right.
Yep.
Well, Sybil, we are attempting to go in depth into our specific skill sets and powers.
Mm-hmm.
This will be an amazing way to check if your neural memories are correct, as
yes,
part of what may have been scrambled is your information on us. Getting a more in-depth view on what we are and can do maybe will even trigger something.
Awesome. Let's try it.
All right. So, and Jojo leads the way over to the shed, opens it up, and there's a ton of exercise equipment, there's pole vault equipment, there's like mats and pads, and she turns around and says, "Okay. So, who wants to start?"
I'll go first.
Terrific.
Okay.
All right. So, and what you see is a mirror image of yourselves arranged. In order to understand my powers, is to understand the power of thought. Anything that you think can be made into an image. The problem with that is that you have to be very, very specific, clean, and accurate. All of your hair colors changes to something wildly different. All of your clothes change to something that's just slightly off-putting. They look right, but it's a very uncanny valley where it's just like, it's real. You also need to understand how visual perspective works. Those images go away, and you just see a huge 50-foot monster in front of you all. It's roaring, it looks scary. But Jack brings you forward enough that it's just a single 2-dimensional illusion. This is the power of versatility. But be careful, because whatever you think becomes real. So if you lose control, like I did today, anything will happen. And you just start seeing just bubbles that don't are in squares, and you see people that you know, like the principal and other teachers, but all of their features are just slightly off, and they're saying things. Sometimes they're not nice things. Your own insecurities can come back to haunt you if you aren't careful. So please, if you get my powers, try to keep it simple. Believable, but simple. The other power. The illusions go away. Constantly around me, I am generating a bioelectrical field. I should actually explain something about the illusions, though. It's not psychic. The best way to describe it would be something akin to blacklight. A lot of things, people can all see it, but most technology can't pick it up. So if you're doing that, you have to be careful. If there's a bunch of cameras, if there are people who have technological eyes, you're not going to fool them. But remember, it's not just sight, it's sound. and you can do a lot with a little bit. One single distraction can mean the end of a fight. As for negation, it's a bioelectrical field that is harmful if used. I can rarely be affected by psionics. They'd have to be extremely powerful, such as Dissonance, who keeps laughing in my head, and I cannot wait to kick it in whatever form of genitals it does or does not have.
We've never been able to find out.
But if used, it can go one of two ways. You can create a vacuum, which allows you to take someone else's powers. Be forewarned, you will not have a lot of control over the vacuum. I don't. So, you could take someone's powers and it go very, very wrong. Or, you can, instead of taking away your field, expel it like a burst. Usually you have to touch someone for this. A 30-second negation of powers. It's very simple. But that bioelectrical charge is deadly to all people.
Jojo visibly shudders when this is being described.
If you hold the shocks too long, you can kill someone. I've never seen anyone go past 2 minutes. So, that's what I do. Or can do.
Question?
Answer.
2 minutes of consecutive time or 2 minutes
2
total?
minutes of consecutive time.
So if we broke it up a little bit, it would be a little bit safer, maybe?
You're talking severe issues. Nausea, headaches. Those are just the small things. I once accidentally made someone bleed before. Vomiting. Internal bleeding.
So avoid when possible, basically.
I don't like using it unless it's going to ultimately stop a fight or there is no other choice.
Got it.
So that's me.
All right. Who's next?
I suppose I shall go. My powers are actually fairly easy to explain. You all have seen me, or my apologies, and I will just like casually like leap on top of the like shed. Like I do have to, it can't just like do it standing. I do have to get like a bit of running start, but like just kind of like leap. I do have significantly greater physical ability and a much higher limit as far as endurance and strength than a normal person. Not as far as Jason, of course. It is, while it is superhuman, it is not Pantheon levels. However, the main thing is that it is extremely difficult for me to be tired out. Distance running and long endurance-based tests of strength are usually fairly trivial for me. Besides that, I do have actually I'm gonna like leap back down to Cavelli and like kind of part my hair back a little bit, and you see there's a much compared to you like simpler chip inside my head. I do have a connection both through my own implant as well as my suit to the Golden Prophet's supercomputer and security system.
Hey, Cavelli.
Yeah.
While Buckley's talking, will you roll to assess the situation for me?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Oh, well, plus superior.
Which is high for you.
Yes, that'll still be a 6.
Oof.
Oh.
Okay. Never mind.
Ooh.
Never mind.
So I am able to search through data, security cameras, as well as, of course, the communicators that we've already been utilizing. So, other than that, I have well, it's difficult to say whether I have mastered martial arts, but I have at very least spent 5 years not honing my already, super augmented body to be good at physical hand-to-hand combat as well as armed. So I can.
Jack,
I
are you
suppose,
okay?
I'm
Indeed.
great. I'm amazing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Your face is very flushed. Are you experiencing
it's-
some
Oh.
stress?
It's a little warm. What do you mean, oh?
It is nighttime.
You
very
say a
cute.
word. You say a word, future girl,
Oh.
and I will kill you.
I just think you two are cute. That's all.
I don't need you to say those words out loud.
I don't
Anyways,
understand.
To be fair,
Is it just that you believe that only two of us are cute?
No, I think you're all cute.
Oh, understood.
But you two in combination are especially cute.
stop talking, future girl.
Wait, you mentioned Jason Buckler. Where is he?
He's having like an emotional epiphany right now, so he's kind of like working through it.
We just want to give him some space.
Indeed.
Are you sure that's wise?
He found out that he likes a girl and a girl likes him. Listen, when that happens, it can take a little like working out on your own.
Oh,
And
okay. And she looks way more relieved than you think she should.
also, to be fair, Cavelli, out of the whole group, you don't recognize Buckler.
Wow.
It was in our notes.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes, it
So-
was.
Yeah.
And I will say, so my suit is does have protective elements. Mostly, I just try not to hit, but if I am hit, it does have impact absorption. Of course, I have my bucklers that I may use to fight, and I will take out a little pack and put on my bag, and my golden wings come out, and I start hovering over the ground.
Whoa,
I know.
that's new. When did
And
you get
JoJo is
those?
cheering.
I
JoJo is
now
cheering.
possess the ability of flight. Based on my studies, it is not a permanent flight. I will need to recharge in between fights, but it is a new avenue for me to explore.
That's super cool, Buckler. I think you would fit in well with the technology we have.
This is the first time he blushes. And Damocles blushes.
Aww.
Oh
And
my
full-
God.
Little bee.
None of the grain and
His
like
beak.
the wings come back and he starts immediately like fiddling with it. So yes, that is it is at the very least, if my powers are gifted to someone else, you will have the physical augmentations to your physique. It is unclear to me whether you will gain my knowledge of physical combat.
Well, I was gonna
or
say if it
technological. Although it appeared that Jason, when he received my suite, gained the connection to the Golden Prophet systems. So
Oh.
be prepared for that.
Well, and I was gonna say it might be a good idea, for us to know any like passwords or things about navigating that system, and also once we have talked through these things, I think we need to practice what people know, just so we have the basic techniques at our disposal too,
Understood.
not just
So,
in concept.
it is actually quite ingenious, if you ask me. There actually are no passwords. The only way to get into that system is to essentially have this chip or another that the Golden Prophet has. It is
Okay.
unreachable, except at least without. By design, there are, of course, there's in technology almost always a way to work around a rule, but for the most part, unless you have this chip, you cannot access the system. So it will be automatic.
Are the chips specifically registered? Like each chip has a unique identifier, or could I copy the chip?
Precisely.
I see. Good. Well, she's not. Well, the Golden Prophet isn't. I would expect. I want to say that she's not dumb in a way that doesn't sound insulting.
And she's brilliant.
Good. I'm happy for you.
What? My apologies. That this exchange of dialogue did not. I do not. Am I alone in thinking that did not connect in a way that made
Jojo
logical sense?
goes up to Annie and says, "Did you just pick up on an awkward moment? Because I am so proud of you."
I wouldn't
Is that
call
what
that
that was?
awkward so much as just like clearly Cavelli is hiding something that they're not really comfortable sharing just yet.
And that's picking up on social cues. I'm proud of you, Annie.
What? Oh.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, if it's honesty hour, I suppose I should share that I don't.
I believe it is 10:30.
Oh
Oh,
God.
that's so cute. No, I meant was that I don't remember Annie Buckler.
That's interesting.
Like at all?
No.
Like he's dead or like never existed?
Well, I would be able to tell you that, except that that part of my memories are currently inaccessible.
Can we try and search it on the tablet?
I mean, you could try, yeah, but it just has information that comes from my brain computer because I just downloaded it. So
Got it.
It's all the same system. I would
Yeah.
guess.
Okay, then never mind. Oh man. Okay.
So do you know who the Golden Prophet is?
we've got some records from this time. It just well, let's just say that history wasn't kind.
Did she, to your knowledge, have a part in Dissonance's motions?
I think this is me trying to connect the dots, man in the chair.
I think it is you trying to connect the dots.
I don't know what that means, but I'm excited.
Go ahead and roll plus memories for me.
That's gonna be 1.
Ugh.
Because it's -1.
Oh, also you have to mark a condition, don't you?
It's
mark a condition. Let's see. Connecting the dots. When you push yourself to remember the version of someone that exists in your future, mark a condition and roll plus memories.
I think I'm gonna mark insecure.
Sounds good. Yeah. So yeah, roll plus memories, which is +1.
Yes. Well, no, it's -1 right now, and I got 2, so that's a total of 1.
On a miss, they're not at all who you thought they would be. I will choose their role. So is it for GP or are you trying to connect the dots for Buckler?
For GP. Because Buckler asked.
Yeah. Martyr.
Okay.
That is the role that I've assigned. There you go.
And Cavelli thinks for a moment, but then turns back to Buckler and says, wait. Well, she didn't make it to our time.
Oh. I see.
Did the Trident make it?
Out of character, remind me who the Trident is.
Jason and Annie's dad.
Or Cavelli, in your mind, Jason's dad.
Yes. I mean, he wasn't very relevant to the situation. I have the most information on you guys. I studied you.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Well, next one up.
All right, Karai?
Insert Karai noises.
So, my powers. Oh, short story? Short version. I control water. So let's man, all right, let's get nerdy in here. So what in the natural universe controls water?
The moon and tides.
Go a little bit further away in space. What energy controls water.
I feel like JoJo would know this in character, but I, Narissa, am having a big blank.
It's
And
the
So
sun.
Aeneas seems distracted and in his head.
Oh, just the sun? Okay.
It's the sun.
Okay, cool.
So I don't know how it works technically that I can just sense everything alive. That because it's because everything that is alive has water in it. So let's start there.
Mm-hmm.
But the sun is the energy that controls everything, including water. And we get a little bit from the core of the earth as well. But my powers override that energy.
Wow. And just tell the water what to do.
Yeah, I tell it to speed up, I tell it to slow down. So, like, if I want to freeze something, I slow the molecules in the water down. If I want it to get warmer, I can speed up those water molecules. I can literally, and I look at all of you, I just feel your life force coursing through you, and the grass and the insects, and and it doesn't stop. It just constantly happens because everything around me is alive. So I just feel that, and I can hone in on more prominent things, because every life force is like a fingerprint. It's like a signature. Like, you feel different from I can only feel Marquise when his heart go bump because he's got this thing going on, right? Like when he's not guarded because he's got his stuff going on. And so, yeah, I could just make water move, and anything with water I can make move.
Who's Marquise? I thought his name was
I'm
Jack.
sorry. I say Marquise. I'm so sorry. Jack. I'm sorry. Listen,
Oh, it must be one of your classmates.
I slept 2 hours. Mama's only been asleep for 2 hours and she woke up. So let's retcon that.
Yeah.
I'll say Jack a couple of times for the audio recording. Jack. Okay.
Beautiful. Blessed.
So yeah, and I still don't know a lot about what I can do. I've only been in this for a couple of years now, and so for example, I could just warm up the blood in your body.
Okay.
And boil you from the inside out. If that's, I can. You might have seen it on the bridge. I just was able to control people like puppets. I can't do that all the time, just when I'm like hyped, right? Like, but I could pull the water out. I could pull your blood out of your pores and tear ducts. It's I can split the Red Sea like Moses. I don't know what my limit is yet, or if I even have one.
That's incredible.
Your natural limit is just your concentration. It was really difficult using your powers, so definitely can tell you that it was your concentration.
That's really impressive, Karai.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
What do my implants feel like to you?
Well, they're not alive. So
Well, some of them have chemicals in them, so.
Can I roll to assess the situation?
Yeah.
All right, I have to actually get Roll Dice with Friends up because apparently I don't have it up. It's all right. It's bookmarked. Okay. it's plus mundane, right?
No. Roll to assess the situation is plus superior.
Okay, cool. I have a +1 now. So,
Oof.
a 3.
They feel fucking weird. They feel
that
fucking weird.
I'm gonna literally look at you. They feel fucking weird. Like it's chemicals, and I feel the fluid that's in the chemicals, but like I can't quite. It blocks things.
Wow. That's amazing. And then she gets kind of quiet, and you feel like the water shift around, and you feel like pools, like little pools forming under her skin on her torso, and it says hi.
What?
Oh, that worked? Okay, I won't do that. I'm sorry.
Never mind.
That's kind of weird.
I'm sorry. I can tell some of my nanomachines to do stuff inside my body. They repair me.
You have nanomachines?
Yeah,
that's what they are?
Yeah. They're just living in my bloodstream and most of my tissues.
Do they need your bloodstream to operate?
Technically no, but having a liquid to move through makes things a lot easier.
Can they play tiny pianos or tiny violins? Actually, could they play tiny pianos? Could you make a little tiny symphony inside of you? And anytime someone just tells you sad things,
rock band inside of you?
I mean, yes, but it would be kind of useless because I can just imagine one.
Jack looks like someone came around.
I mean, here's the thing though. Like, anytime someone just like is being like, then you can just be like, let me play the tiniest symphonic orchestra for you.
Oh no, I can just listen to music from my brain computer if I want to.
That's not what I was trying to do here. But anyways, it's your turn.
Do you use
JoJo.
Spotify?
No.
Okay.
Mostly it's recordings of live performances because not a lot of data survived from your time.
Okay, got it.
Spotify servers didn't make it. Oof.
I mean, there was a lot of destruction.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too sad about it though, because I feel like we'll be able to overcome the problem now.
Well, while you're here, you could just upload the Spotify servers so that you can get all the...
You're so right.
Yeah, here, let me add you to the playlist. And JoJo gets out her phone and shows it to Cavelli so that she can add to the Spotify playlist and starts playing some pump-up training music.
The question, however, Cavelli, when are you done?
What do you mean? Oh, when do I die?
No, when are you done with this
Wow, that got super morbid.
mission?
Well, I am on a time limit. We only have a limited amount of energy to devote to the temporal violation machine, but I was assured it would be at least several hours, possibly up to a few days.
Burying the lead here, hun.
Well, I don't want to make you guys freak out.
It's not freaking out if we have knowledge so we can make a plan. Anyways, so here's the deal. What do we need to do first?
I think that what we're doing now is good because Dissonance does have a known ability to mess around and take away and change powers.
See, told you.
Well, it's pretty obvious.
Y'all experience that.
So, anyways, JoJo, you're up. And then, once we've done that, what should our next step be? Because there's two individuals here by the name of Shock and Awe who are just a right pain in my ass. And
oh yeah,
probably
tonight,
get dealt with.
practice, and then we need to figure out who I need to try and jump into the dreams of.
Yeah,
with Buckler and Karai and Cavelli. If you want to stay here with Jack just to keep an eye out, that would be great. Or if you want to come with me, I don't know.
Well, whatever you guys are
better.
comfortable with. I just want to help. That's all.
Okay. All right. So for my powers, you just need to understand some basic things about psychology and quantum mechanics first. And then she pulls out a notebook and starts going way too fast about just like very detailed things in quantum mechanics.
Coming back.
Cavelli is fascinated.
We don't have enough time to do a like 101 on psych course. We need to figure out how your powers can be activated.
Sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna try and keep it as streamlined as possible, but you have to understand the reason that I have these books and know these things is because without it, I didn't know what my powers were, and controlling them is very hard. So, basically what I do all relates to either other places or other people, point blank. So as far as my powers, the basic rundown, let's see, first things first, psychic constructs. So this is actually one of the powers I discovered most recently, and it creates things kind of like Jack. Here's the big difference though. And she summons that psychic bow staff and then looks to Annie and says, Annie, do you mind? And gets into like a sparring pose really quick.
Oh, yes. Kind of like looks like he's been thinking and just kind of like gets like all of a sudden just the like concern and worry is off. He's just immediately in fighting stance.
So the thing about psychic constructs that you have to understand is that kind of like Jack's illusions sometimes, and Joe brings it and swings it towards Annie and it goes straight through you. So sometimes they can just appear. They are not physical. They don't have any weight to them. They cannot harm you. However, that's not always the case. And she tosses it and grabs it again and then makes that same pose. And this time, Annie, when she brings it up, it makes full contact.
Yeah.
Like you can feel it.
Yeah.
So the way that I create these, it's kind of like the illusions of you think about the thing really strongly. The hardest thing about them is if you break them off. So for example, and she creates like a psychic construct version of herself and it waves and then you see it flash for like a second and it starts moving around on its own and things like that. And she says, I no longer have a straight tie to that. I'm not doing that. The construct is acting on its own. But, and then she looks at it and makes a motion and it disappears. So psychic constructs can act independently or they can act at your will. Acting independently, the nice thing is it takes away less strain, but also you don't know if something's going to go wrong and how long that'll last. So it's kind of a high risk, high reward situation. I don't use psychic constructs that much that are disconnected from me because of that reason. Next one, memory manipulation. Do not use this unless you have to. Point blank, please. I have never been able to do it on more than one person at once. I've always had to have physical contact with that person. So keep that in mind when you are taking someone's memories. It's a matter of you can alter them, you can shift them. It can be something big, small. But have you seen the movie Inception?
Mm-hmm.
No.
So in the movie Inception, one of the big things they talk about is core ideas. And sometimes with memories, it's as simple as finding what could feel like or look like a bookcase in their head and just turning one outward. So a thought is more prevalent in their mind. It could be taking something off the shelf so they don't have that memory anymore. Or it could be filling someone with a ton of memories to change a core ideal. So sometimes the memories take, sometimes they don't, or they react to the memory in a way that you don't expect. So I don't like tampering with people's memories unless I have to. If you need to, it is a non-violent solution. So at least that's an upside. Vitality absorption is another. I really just wouldn't recommend using any of my powers if you can avoid it, honestly. Vitality absorption is one of the scariest ones because when you take in someone else's energy, you don't know what part of their energy you're taking. It could be their powers. It could be toxicity. It could be corruption. You don't know, but it could kill them and it could kill you. And she takes off her gloves and holds up her hands where she still has scars from dissonance and it is still miscolored because she drained that energy. And after taking it back from Negative Nancy, it never went away. And she goes, it's duller now, but once you take an energy like that, I've never figured out a way to dump it. It just gets less so over time. And the final thing to keep in mind is portal jumping. In order for me to explain this one, it might actually be easiest if we make a quick jump, just so you know what the sensation feels like. Who here has not been on a jump before?
I think we all. Oh.
And we've
They've
all
all
gone
used
to
the
the
teleportal before.
Mm-hmm.
They've gone through the teleportal, but they haven't been portaled by me. Is there a big difference there, GM? Or what
Not
do
a
you think?
huge like physical
Okay.
difference, no.
Okay, so Kurai, when you went through the teleportal, it feels kind of like that. The places that you end up, part of the reason why when it comes to stories and things like that, I have to clarify if they're real or not is because I have been to a ton of real worlds that feel real, that look real, and they're just a different kind, whether it be in people's mental and emotional landscape, so their dreams, or it be going to an alternate dimension or timeline. The biggest thing to keep in mind is trying to not interfere with things to throw off the equilibrium as much as possible, but getting the information you can when you can. That's really the big things. I'm sorry if that didn't make much sense. Mine are weird and dangerous, and they take a lot of energy out of you. I just got to warn you about that in advance. But if you just stay calm and focus on little things, really little things, or just making a psychic construct that is linked to you, you'll be fine.
Sounds easy enough.
Yeah, just with my powers, if things go wrong, it can completely change who you are as a person. So just try not to do that.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
It's life.
Well, any power could completely change how you are as a person.
This is fair, but I mean, if memory manipulation goes wrong, your memories could get wiped.
Right.
Yeah, that
If
happened.
Vitality absorption goes wrong, then you could lose all of your vitality. If portal jumping goes wrong, then Dissonance will know where you are. I cannot stress enough that if you get my powers, try and stick to psychic constructs and keep it linked to you, for the love of God. I do not want to see any of you get hurt. And JoJo is suddenly getting very emotional about this and has to pause herself.
You
honey.
need to breathe.
In through your nose, out through your mouth.
Sorry, I just...
It's okay. You're strong. I know you're strong.
You've never killed anyone before. Need you to be calm.
Okay. I think probably if we did some physical exercise or things like that to try and be ready, better prepared for if we get each other's powers, that's a good idea, right?
I could just switch them.
Can you?
It'll be difficult, but I could try.
Okay. Sure.
Would they get stuck?
If I don't die, they shouldn't get stuck. However, more importantly, before we do any of these training exercises, what is our next step?
Figure out where everyone is.
By... That's the goal. How do we get there?
Yo. What's up with the principal? Didn't you say there's some weird stuff with Principal Powers, Principal Grant?
So, I called Principal Grant to try and get some information on Shock and Awe.
Interesting.
From what it sounds like, they've made a direct deal with Dissonance. So they will take people's powers and add it to their own. It's the reason why they just seem to be able to do everything.
They're incredibly dangerous.
So, way back at one point, Jack, you said Dissonance wanted me. So that's why, because Dissonance wants my powers?
I don't think you are exclusive on that list. Not anymore.
Okay.
And also, I think, due to the untimely interruption by Dissonance of my phone call, that
straight up got into the phone line?
it shut off the phone call, and then on the phone receiver itself asked me if I wanted to play a game.
This thing has watched too many Saw movies. I do not like it.
Listen, when you're that insecure, that's all you got, horror movie tropes. But anyways,
Jojo, you've seen Saw?
I've heard about it from classmates. I know the posters. That's really it.
Okay.
But I think Principal Grant knows who what Dissonance is. Like, identity, name.
So...
What?
Wait, so should we...
And we need to find her.
Can we wait till tomorrow? I mean, do you want to show up at her house?
I don't know if we can.
If Dissonance cut her line, then it's probably a good idea to check on her in any case.
I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna try and search through the database to try and figure out where Principal Grant might be.
Why don't you roll for it?
Yeah. So is that assess the situation, or is that unleash my powers?
Assess the situation.
Okay, cool. So 7.
Oh, okay. Hey.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough. You can find her address.
Great. And okay, yeah, I have an address. I have acquired an address.
Okay, let's go check it out. I'm gonna get so killed.
Okay.
This is important. This affects the future. If anybody would understand, it's somebody who knows what Dissonance is.
We haven't exactly been on Principal Grant's, cool kids list in a while, so just showing up at, your principal's house uninvited, especially after she helped get our memories back in order.
Is that a crossing of a social norm and line to the point that...
yeah.
Showing up at someone's house in the middle of the night usually is, yeah.
Yeah, it's like 10:30 at night, 11 o'clock.
I did. We did learn that just tonight.
However, if we're all set on this, we should go.
Why don't we just try to get into her dreams?
Again, Principal Grant, high-powered psionic, not cool.
I would also prefer to use that for someone who has been taken by Dissonance already, so we can try and figure out what's happening there.
I just would think, with how things are going, that she's probably the next person on Dissonance's abduction list.
Okay, let's get over there.
At least if I was Dissonance, that would be the most logical person to take. If they have any idea or any inkling of who, where, what Dissonance is, that's a threat.
Okay.
Let's go.
We boogie.
So you boogie over to Principal Grant's house, which is, a modest little house in the smack dab middle. I mean, I guess it's not really a house. It's more of like a condo because it's in the middle of the city.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Is it Granda or Grant?
Granda.
I keep saying Grant. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And it's great because you named her. I asked you for her fucking name in
sorry.
Session 0.
I'm sorry.
And you named her Principal Granda.
We literally gave her a nickname that was the wrong name, but we also have been using the wrong name for her as a regular goddamn human.
I'm sorry. I'm a terrible human being. Please forgive me.
No, I say Grant too. And I'm the one who accidentally called her Powers, and all of us couldn't stop saying Powers, so now Mother Bitch is nicknamed Powers.
You are aware there is a character with the last name Powers. You are all aware of that, correct?
Yep, it's mixed powers, and I feel real bad about it.
Yep. I just wanted everyone to know.
For sure.
That y'all are horrible with motherfucking names.
I'm sorry.
So as we get there, first of all, what I would like to do is basically tap into the security footage from all around it to see if the house has been broken into.
Why don't you roll to unleash your powers? Because this is the first time you've been looking at the security footage without it being given to you.
That's a 5.
Oofa.
Oof.
What did you 5?
So that's
Can
not...
I? No, I can only increase that by 1.
Yeah.
Darn.
So it's glitchy. Listen, the supercomputer's already in a bad shape, and the fact this is the first time you've ever tried to do it on your own, and it's a grainy motherfucking mess.
I did not realize how much she was actually doctoring and helping with my requests. Understood.
Yeah, she did a lot more work than you expected.
We are going in a little blinder than normal. My apologies, team.
What are you trying to do?
I have access to the security cam footage of the entire city.
Wow. Maybe I can help?
If you are able to interface with outdated technology.
Of course. I've got all of the drivers stored in my computer.
Then
She's
please.
been preparing for this her whole life.
Then please.
So the data for the drivers were saved, but Spotify wasn't. All right.
Well, I mean, we can't save everything, but we've been trying to reconstruct things that could potentially help. It's not a given thing, but it's something that I've been practicing with.
Okay.
Then I would like to try to use my neural lace to connect to the feed that's going to Buckler. I assume it's coming from like a cell tower or something. And
so you roll to unleash your powers for me.
All right. And this is extending my senses or overcoming an intellectual obstacle, so I can roll with superior.
Yes, you can.
I need that move.
Okay.
The move is called I Learned the Solution in Grade School, which I think is a great move name.
Okay, that's going to be 8.
Okie dokie. It's clearer. Are you trying to see it yourself, or are you trying to jump it back to Buckler so he can see the
I think
video
both.
footage? Okay. You both see hours of just footage of outside this condo, people walking by. There's no van. There's no anything that looks super suspicious, and you do see Principal Grand walking into her condo.
Okay,
no
great.
one following her, nothing like that.
Beautiful. Then, so we're not coming into like the Damocles household.
Ambushed.
We're just waking up our principal in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Cool. That's all that's happening. Maybe
you're just waking up your principal at 11 o'clock at night.
Yep.
On a school night.
Yes.
Great.
Because it's like
Wait,
Thursday,
no.
Right?
I thought, isn't it Friday or is it Thursday still?
Thursday going into Friday, because after Sunday we have until Sunday to like give up our powers.
Oh, right. Okay, got it.
Cool.
Do you know if the principal carries a Fitbit?
I am unaware.
Well, sometimes I've heard of these devices that track you while you sleep. So if it's still tracking her sleeping, then we would know that she's still asleep without physically going in.
Indeed. Do we know?
Why don't you roll to assess the situation?
Okay, cool. Is that a to me?
You're the one who asked.
All right, cool. 11.
Cool. Yeah, she has a Fitbit.
Indeed.
Go ahead and ask another question.
Ooh, okay. Can I? Oh no, that's not a good question. I'm going to. Okay, I would like to ask. Did I see in the footage anyone or anything that was familiar? Like, has her condo essentially been scoped out though?
Nope, has not been.
Cool.
So I'm gonna be the one to knock on Principal Grand's door.
Before you do that, I would like to see if I can connect to her Fitbit and see if she's still wearing it.
I would also like
to just see if there's anybody inside. Like, what unique water signatures can I do?
Just hanging out with Jack.
Karai doesn't need to roll for that because that's pretty much in your wheelhouse. It is her and her cat in her house.
Okay.
Literally it.
Yeah. Are they both alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're both alive.
I'll be like, well, there's a person that feels like Principal Grant and a feline of house proportions.
Oh,
and then
that's good.
yeah, she's still wearing her Fitbit. It's still connected to her. Cavelli.
Okay, great.
All right. Shall
Ready?
we? Yep.
I go to the door and
2-3 minutes pass and you hear moving inside of the condo, and then the door opens like maybe an inch and then it slams shut as soon as it was recognized that it was you.
Can I like throw a piece of tech to wedge the door open?
Yeah, sure, easy enough. The door is wedged open and you just hear, it is 11 o'clock.
We need to know what dissonance is.
I think that can wait.
No,
until it's not 11 o'clock.
One of your students has been captured by them, as well as multiple other important people.
And you just hear just the deepest sigh, and then the door is opened for you, but she's not standing there. She just pulled open the door and then walked into her into her condo.
I'm assuming to like not get out of her like night clothes and wear something.
Yeah.
More principal like.
Yeah. You know, I'm just gonna say that we could all really work on being a little bit, you know, nicer to the person who literally has our schooling futures in her powerful hands.
That always seemed less important in this time.
I figured she was going to slam the door on us if we didn't say the thing that would start the conversation.
We could always, you know, say, hey, we're sorry to bother you, but we have this thing that's concerning us. You know, we could be a little bit more polite to especially the lady who got all our memories back. Well, all of your memories back.
I had a really rough night, okay?
Was how I purported myself exceptionally impolite?
I don't think so.
Just you know, be more cognizant that this lady has a lot of leeway or power, and just kind of show a little deference. She's also helping us.
You are all greeted with a pretty modern-looking, like, living room area. Asleep, curled up, still asleep on the couch is a little gray tabby cat. It's a little kitten. It's like maybe like 4 months, 5 months old.
All right. What's the future significance of the tabby cat? Come on.
Cavelli just goes over and just starts petting it.
I'm hoping y'all close the fucking door.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have the like feed kind of in the side of my HUD.
Yeah. And Principal Grand comes back into the room. She now has a cup of coffee. She is in a large robe, but she's wearing like sweatpants and a large t-shirt under it too, because at this point it's 11 o'clock. She was dead asleep. She's not changing to be principal.
She's an educator. She needs the rest.
And then she kind of like plops down in a large armchair and just looks at all of you and then pauses on Cavelli.
Hi.
Not a student of mine.
She's from the future. Well, technically alternate timeline.
Just takes a big sip, like just chugs the whole glass or the whole mug of coffee in like one foul swoop. Of course she is. Okay.
Well, I just think that it underlines the importance of any information you might have. So if you wouldn't mind excusing your students' interruption into your daily life, I was sent back to avert a disaster, and this is part of that.
Principal Grant, you appear to have higher than average sense for interior design.
Hey, Principal Grant,
Thank
we got
you.
3 days before the world ends.
I'm gonna go make more coffee. And she
Yeah,
stands
you
up
should.
and goes and she comes back with the whole pot of coffee and just sets it next to the mug and will perpetually refill the mug as she's listening. Okay. Go on.
So, Dissonance, and I just like describe Dissonance and what it's done so far and who it's
I am
taken,
aware.
and working with Shock and Awe.
Also aware.
So what do you know about the thing that wants to obliterate things? Like,
I have told you and then she like glares at Jack. And you, all I know. I do not really appreciate being woken up at 11 o'clock at night to reiterate things I have already told you.
So
The
we're trying
identity
to figure out
of
the things you
Dissonance.
haven't told us. Yeah,
You
that.
haven't told us anything about who Dissonance is.
Or what
Because
they
I
are.
don't know who Dissonance is.
Who's the head of Aegis Academy?
I don't know. That remains a secret for a reason.
I am honing in.
So how do you still have her? How do you still have your powers when you went there?
I didn't go there.
Can I pierce the mask?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I should probably select dice in order to roll them.
Yeah, usually that's how that works.
That is an 8.
Sure. What's your question?
Is she telling us the whole truth?
Yeah, she never went to Aegis Academy.
About the whole Dissonance situation.
She does not know who Dissonance is, no.
Okay.
Okay, so how did we... Okay, so from the very beginning of the campaign, we thought she was Aegis. She had been established as Aegis.
Yes.
Is this something that she had told people and now she's telling us the truth?
Yes.
Wanted to make sure that I didn't miss something.
No,
Thank
she
you.
has said that she was Aegis because it requires a lot less questions.
Okay.
You're not Aegis. What are you?
A super?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was self-evident.
As did I.
So, all right, let's sit down here, Prince of Hal.
11 o'clock. Get to the point.
One.
Now.
I'm very sorry for waking you up in the middle of the night, in the middle of the apocalypse. We'll let you sleep through the rest of it if you want.
On a
all right?
school night as well.
Yeah, you should probably cancel that because one day is not gonna kill everyone at the school. All right, especially with the possibility that the end of the world might originate there or whatever.
You might want to become nicer to individuals who have information that you want.
Right. So, but you keep being vague about it.
I have given you the information that I know.
I'm just saying, maybe you should be nicer, okay, at the fact that we're trying to do our best to save
Out of
the
my
world,
house.
and you're saying
She
no.
stands up and opens the front door.
I stay there.
I'm trying to remember if this moment is significant to the future.
Sure. Is there a specific role for that? I don't remember.
21st century studies?
Yep.
Assess the situation.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, 12.
Boom, boom.
Okay. So go ahead, ask your questions.
So what does the future know about this moment?
This is the moment that decides whether or not this group has a specific ally in a fight later on. If it continues to play out the way it is the same that has happened in the future, and they do not have Principal Grand as an ally.
Oh, no.
Not necessarily saying what Karai is doing is making this happen. Perhaps it's the interaction of another individual.
So as I continue.
And you actually get one more question.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
how can I get Principal Grant to be their ally?
Probably a one-on-one conversation with you.
Then
talking about the impact on the future.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna reach out with my finger and just put it in front of Karai's face, and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yo, don't shush me.
And I'm just gonna turn around and take Principal Grant, grab the pot of coffee, and pull her back into the bathroom or something. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I really need to impress upon you the importance of this situation. I was sent back to avert disaster. This is part of that disaster. I know you don't trust them because they're kids. You probably don't trust me because I look like a kid, but
You are
If
also someone who came into my household claiming to be from the future, so pardon me if I don't immediately believe anything that comes out of your mouth.
What proof do you want of that?
What proof do you have?
I am going to try to remember something about her that only she would know.
Oh, yes!
So,
Come on! Come
yes,
on!
So this would be rolling with memories to connect the dots.
It would be connecting the dots.
Yes, 7.
Okay, so that is a hit. On a hit, you connect who they are now to who they are in the future. Choose a role that they fulfill in the future. The GM will tell you about how their future self. Okay, so you get to choose the role, just not martyr, because that's already taken.
Yeah. I think she is an architect.
Sure. I'm gonna say in the future that that amulet that we were talking about.
Yes.
So her design from the past.
Oh.
Fallen out of her hands into you know whose hands.
Uh-huh.
Used for said purposes to give powers to shock and awe. In the future.
Okay, then I'm going to just pull out the tablet from my backpack again, make a picture of the amulet as exactly as I know how it looks, and I'm just gonna tell her exactly what I remember. Like, this is your design, this is how it works. And
are you telling her what happens in the future with it?
And I think I'm going to imply that if it gets into the wrong hands, bad things happen.
Fine. I believe you.
Thank you.
What can I do to assist this group of individuals?
They'll need help in this fight against Dissonance, and it's, from what I can remember, the kind of help that only you can provide. They've already mixed up memories. Dissonance can swap powers and just take them away. They'll probably need a powerful psionic on their side.
Understood. And then the two of you will head out of the bathroom. She still has the pot of coffee, and she sits down and looks at the four of you. I can lend my assistance where it is needed, but as for any more information on Dissonance, I do not have it, so I would appreciate not being berated in my own home.
Can I ask?
Thank you, I'm sorry.
Do you know? Would you have a lead on how we could get that information?
I don't think Dissonance is a who. I think it's a what. So finding a person isn't going to happen.
Then let's come at this another way. There's no way we can defeat Dissonance unless we take care of Shock and Awe.
Probably.
But we don't know who they are, their powers, but more importantly, who they have working under them.
Yes.
Would you be able to give us a lead on how we could find some goons that might be helping destroy the world and might need a little bit of re-education?
Give me 10 minutes. I will figure that out for you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And she will head off. Unless you guys have a conversation that you want to have, I'll have her come back. She comes back and hands a note card to Karai. Karai, it has your grandmother's name on it.
I look at this name and I'm like, what's this? Who is this?
Someone, I believe, related to you.
I don't recognize this name.
Maybe time for a family reunion then.
What?
She is a very powerful super, not from this world. And she might have best information at who Shock and Awe really are.
You're part alien?
Seems
what?
to be.
I don't know.
You're like
What?
you're like a quarter, like, well, probably not Martian, but maybe further out, maybe Andromedan. You could be from the
That's
You could be Andromeda
cool.
Galaxy.
What?
Simple grand.
I don't know.
Your assistance, both pre and during this day, is greatly appreciated. Any insight you can give us into what you can do so that we do not come to you with frivolous or impossible requests of assistance might be beneficial.
I make things. I don't necessarily have powers like many of you. And then she like looks over at Cavelli with like a little, like a twinge of like fear and a little bit discomfort as to the information Cavelli knows. I could switch your powers back, thanks to a device I made. And unfortunately, I believe a device I made is being used improperly in the future. By whom I don't know, but your friend seems to have an idea.
Okay.
Is that device secure right now?
And she'll head upstairs without saying anything to go check. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes,
we go check.
half an hour.
Go up.
Yeah, I mean, 30 minutes is way too
Yeah.
long.
Yeah, no, probably 20
You
minutes.
all walk up the stairs to a long hallway. Every door in this hallway is just pushed open. The lights are on in basically every room. Things are scattered about the floor, in the hallway, in all of the rooms. It is pretty obvious this thing is not here.
Oh,
What is it?
So there's, with your permission, Principal Grand.
She's she's in her office cursing to herself as she's throwing things.
Okay, and then she brings out the tablet. It kind of just like sloops through her costume and forms in her hand. And it has a picture of an amulet on it.
So it is a silver amulet with a blue stone embedded in it on a silver chain.
This can steal and swap powers.
We find that with
It's like it's basically like to use a reference all of you children might understand, it's basically a Pokeball for powers.
I don't get it.
I was gonna say a battery.
I'm like a Pokeball?
It holds and captures it.
Yeah.
Roll the assess the situation, please.
Yeah, of course you can.
I have some questions, and some straight insights, and I kind of hope that I do this well. If I could find the thing, there it is. Oh, there it's on my. I forgot there's a third monitor.
Of your 47 tabs, because I definitely know I have all of them open.
Oof.
That's a 3. I don't. No.
Nope.
I'm gonna Principal Grand.
Still frantically searching.
Is this technology similar to what Aegis uses to take powers?
I really would not know.
Okay.
Aegis is a lie, so I don't have to answer questions of students, and you can tell she's getting more and more frantic as she's searching. And then she like pops up. Who has it in the future?
That's sensitive information.
Who has it in the future?
Please just tell her she's really not nice when she's unhappy.
I'm going to go over to her and whisper in her ear who it is. And why.
Okay, so like who it is, there's like a moment of like relaxation on her face, and then why it goes confusion, anger, and then fear.
Does she break her desk?
Yeah.
And she's gonna turn to Aeneas. Where is your brother at this exact moment?
Oh no.
At the school?
And she stands up, walks to her room, takes off her robe, grabs her purse, and leaves you in her condo as she is running, literally running, to the school.
Oh,
and that is where we are going to take our break. So we will be back in 15 minutes, everyone. Go ahead, grab some food, grab some water, go to the bathroom.
Stretch.
We'll be back to figure out why exactly Principal Grand needs to find Jason so quickly, and why Karai's grandmother, who's allegedly not from this planet and also a super, has some important info for us.
Okay.
All right, so we will see you all in 15 minutes.
See you soon.
Hi guys, welcome back to Hero Complex. We left as the group was in Principal Grand's condo. I don't know why that word was really hard for me to remember at this point in time, but it's fine. Asking about Dissonance. She gave them the information that she had, as well as let Karai know a little bit about themselves in a weird roundabout way, saying that if they need to know who Shock and Awe are, to go visit Kurai's grandmother, who is not from this world, as well as Principal Grand learned that a device she made could be in the wrong hands, and then went to the school to find Jason for no apparent reason.
Yeah, no reason.
So we left off where the 5 of you are in Principal Grand's condo by yourselves because she left. She gone.
Should we head back? If she's headed back that direction that quickly.
Yeah, no, Kivelli is just straight running after her. She's like, wait!
Just run.
There's not really a role for this, but Annie's gonna dip off and go somewhere else.
Sure. Annie dips off. The rest of you guys are running. Annie, where are you going?
I'm going to see my supervillain uncle again.
Ah, your bro uncle. Your
Yes.
brunkle, if you will. Yeah,
Your
sure. I mean,
brunkle?
Before, do I notice any dipping off in the first?
Probably.
roll to assess the situation. We'll see.
Okay.
There you go.
9.
Yeah, you probably see him dip.
Can I, just put sort of like a mental tracer on the signal coming from his chip so I can keep track of where he is?
Easy enough.
All right.
Done and done. Yeah, Buckler, you arrive at your uncle's house at fully 11:30 at night. But he's a bachelor who lives alone, so the lights are still on.
Yeah.
He opens the door.
Greetings.
Just kind of like motions for you to come in.
Thank
He's
you.
in his boxers. He is.
Don't worry, I do
boxers, beer in his hand. He is clearly not expecting you.
Don't worry, I do not require your egg. I am here because there have been many troubling events since I spoke to you fully yesterday.
Okay.
Do you know?
Still not old enough to drink, right?
I've not aged 3 years since we last spoke.
Gotcha.
Do you know anyone by the name Shakana? Do you know of them?
Probably.
They are incredibly important to some very dangerous things that are happening right now. Do you know if you could reach a more concrete conclusion than probably?
I'm a reason with you. I'm a little tipsy. So maybe tomorrow when I'm not swifty.
I am unaware what swifty means. However, simply by being here, I'm concerned that you may be taken, though, before...
Taken, like hostage, like the Liam
Indeed.
Neeson movie Taken kind of thing?
Incorrect. I believe you are making reference to a more traditional being in one physical location and being non-consensually taken to another physical location.
That's usually what Taken means, yeah.
I am actually speaking of being in this reality and being taken to another one non-consensually as a form of hostage taking.
So like Liam Neeson, if he could jump dimensions.
If this Liam Neeson can take individuals from one place to another, then yes, like this Liam Neeson.
Gotcha. Yeah. Why? Why are we afraid that what?
Well, it seems unlikely but just because you are connected to myself and Jason to a degree, you might be a target. Your brother has already been abducted, I suppose might feel like in a more accurate phrase, as well as a few other individuals.
I mean, he deserved it, so. Oh, but if I'm taken, then I'm gonna have to see him, aren't I?
Exactly. Yes.
Ugh.
So maybe use that motivation to sequester yourself in as safe a location as you can garner.
Got it. Do you need to stay with me in said safe location? Are you okay?
I do not have the luxury of hiding. Currently, we are on the trail, and there are many breakthroughs that I believe I can garner if I stay around other individuals. So I believe that you could be an asset in finding shock and awe or where they are doing or dissonance or aegis or just like gets a little lost in his thoughts.
So again, and he like holds up his like half empty beer and kind of like shakes it towards you.
Mhm.
Swifty. So you're gonna need to give me like one task at a time.
Shock and awe. And
Got
we
it.
shall speak on the other topics when you are not Swifty.
Sounds good, kid.
Understood.
Anything else?
Thank you
You're welcome.
for your time yesterday and today.
All good. You sure you're all right?
I believe I am. I do not think I can commit to this as a 100% certainty, but I believe I may be experiencing significant mental stress and potentially trauma. But I have not been able to sit down for my nightly evaluation log, so I will get back to you on that.
Why don't you go just sit down for like a minute, kid?
Because I already have deviated from the group, and
Which means that you can deviate longer because you already did once. Come on, sit down. You're sitting down. You're sitting down. You're sitting down. You're sitting down.
And social pressure.
Are you leaving? Or are you sitting down with him?
I sit down because I respect him.
Little Argo is asleep on the couch next to you. The bestest boy.
Yeah.
And he kind of like looks at you. So like, what? How do I say this? How'd they get my brother?
My apologies. I almost gave you a detailed explanation that may have been incomprehensible given your current inebriation. We are not 100% sure. However, what we do know is that there is an individual or entity that is able to journey or abduct or play with or break the barriers between different realities. And we believe that some hired individuals as well as shock and awe broke into Alex's home.
Security systems aren't that fucking good now, are they? Got it.
It is our understanding that shock and awe other than just being, as I'm assuming, competent heroes in their own right, have been funneled multiple extra superpowers and abilities on top of the ones they typically possess. Correct.
That's not a thing that should.
Correct.
Got it.
Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna go get another beer.
Does that seem wise?
Yes, and then I'm gonna go start looking up information for you.
Understood. Maybe might I suggest, I believe coffee or caffeinated beverages would help your search other
I
than a
could
beer?
do Jaeger bombs. Smart
that a
choice,
type-
kid. And
is that
then
a
he
type
heads
of-
into the kitchen.
I am fairly certain that is probably another kind of alcoholic beverage. However, I feel like further argumentation
With energy drink, so bingo bongo, kid.
Bingo bongo. I must return back to my group.
Okay, have fun, be safe. I'm here if you need me.
Yeah, he needs to like take a moment after hearing someone just so casually say that to him.
Aw.
Yes, that again, I must express gratitude. Also, I do notice, I do not mean to judge you. However, I did notice that you have more things on top of your fridge, like alcoholic beverages, than contents within the fridge to consume. Are you eating enough daily calories?
I think it's time for you to go. Also, alcohol has calories, so like we're fine.
I feel like I shall have to address this later. What is your current? No, we shall speak on training regimens in the morning. And he's gonna
Head off.
out. Yes.
Sure. So what are the other four of you guys doing? I'm assuming following.
Yeah, following the principal. Run.
I'm not on the track team. Why are we running?
I'm
As like I go past Jack and I just like slide an ice disc and like wrap around his feet to like it's like you need a lift.
Oh, thank God. Look, I'm all
Yes.
up here.
Yes, Cavelli?
I want to push myself to run ahead and try to catch up with Principal Grand. And I just, I want to say to her, hopefully softly enough that the others don't hear while they're still behind. But I want to say, look, it's only because in my future Annie died.
And she's like still running, but kind of like slows for a second. How?
I think, from what I remember, like he died in the final stand with Dissonance. And then
So-
Jason went off the deep end.
I'm just trying to connect how Aeneas meeting his end turns Jason into that.
Well, I don't know exactly, but I think it has to do with their family connection. And
Got it.
well,
He cannot have that amulet, not if he's going to do that with it.
no, but I think it's a good idea to not treat him like he's already a villain.
Just answer me. And she like slows down to like a stop. Just answer me this one question then. How many powers did he funnel into shock and awe?
From what I understand, about 50.
Got it. Understood. And she's going to slowly start walking the rest of the way to the school.
Fucking and fuck.
You guys make it to the school. Principal Grand unlocks the front door and starts searching the school for Jason, who is currently nowhere to be found.
Would like to help.
Sure. Roll to assess the situation. Anyone who wants to help her look for Jason in the school.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes, if that's who we're looking for, absolutely.
yeah, everyone roll to assess the situation for me.
10.
Okay.
Jojo don't know shit. She got a 3, 4, 3.
7.
But I level up.
Hey. So I'm gonna say all of you. Jason is currently nowhere to be found. But I will let Marquise, you can ask a question about the situation.
Does it look like he left on his own or someone took him?
Yes, he left on his own.
Okay.
I've got
Is
a heightened
there-
sense of smell. Can I like try and track which way he went?
I mean, it was a while ago, so you can roll to unleash your powers.
Okay, since this is sensory, I'll be doing it with superior.
Mhm.
11.
It seems like he headed back to his house.
Okay, then I'll let everybody know that.
Okay.
And she Principal Grand just kind of sighs and is like, okay, he is not doing anything unsavory at this moment. I can address this tomorrow. I will head back to my home. And then she turns to Karai. I suggest you follow up on that lead knot at midnight. And she will...
Yeah, no, I need some calories before I do
Does
this,
that
so.
mean we have permission to not be in school tomorrow?
No. But you will not be punished if you are not.
Okay.
And then she'll head out.
Sometimes the gray area is way better than black and white, guys.
Okay, so I think at this point, just stick to the plan. Let me go. I'm just gonna run around the track for a bit just to really wear myself out, and I'll meet you guys downstairs so we can do the dream jump.
Okay.
Okay. And Jojo, without really giving further ado, just head straight for the track field.
I'm gonna follow her invisibly. While I just say to Karai and Cavelli, so Cavelli, do you think you could probably help Karai find out where her grandmother might be? Just doing some research on the computers.
That's who she is.
I'm assuming.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
Principal Grant said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See if you can
I'm
help
sorry,
her find like the actual address of this person.
Yeah,
And if
we can do that.
and if push comes to shove, is it your mom's mom? Is it your mom's mom or your dad's mom?
I'm gonna look at the name again. I think that's my mom's maiden name, so I think it's her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you have a lead, so go to the track.
Jojo, are you just running on the track?
She's pulled out the pole vault and she is practicing that. She is running, but it's like she is pushing herself harder than she ever has. Like, this is really unhealthy, the way that she's practicing right now, honestly. And as this goes, like, she has made one lap, another, and throws herself over the pole vault so many times. And if you're watching, Jack, you see that like once or twice she starts tearing up and like immediately wipes it and keeps going.
So on one of the pole vaults, I change the position of where the hole is so that she trips.
Jojo, eat shit.
She trips and falls just like as she's going up. Or
so you don't even get the pole like into the hole to actually like bend yourself up and over. You just like whoop and then just kind of
straight to the ground.
Yeah.
Of course, doesn't work for the pole vault.
Falls to her face, stomach, skids, and just lays there for a minute. Is breathing really heavy and just stops where she is and just starts sobbing.
Jack will kind of come over and just let her have 60 seconds of crying because everyone needs 60 seconds.
Yeah.
And then after 60 seconds is over, I just do.
Who's there?
Hi. And sorry, I like appear.
Hey.
So what's all this?
Just trying to wear myself out so we can dream jump tonight. And she goes to grab the pole and
I
tries
don't
to
think
step back
so,
up.
ma'am. I'm not stupid. So what's all this?
We have 3 days. We don't have that much time, so I'm trying to get ready.
You want to try again? Because I'm gonna let you know. I'm not in the mood to be lied to tonight. What happened?
I don't want to talk about it. And she goes over to set up again.
And I will basically just like change the entire nature of like 20 feet around us to like just a basic white void.
She drops the pole.
You're going to take all
Really?
that anger with you, and you're going to fuck it up in that dream, and you're going to get other people hurt and yourself hurt. So I need you to be honest with me. What's going on? Because what you did back there with Principal Grand, you never do. Unless something's wrong.
My little brother saw Annie.
Okay.
Mark saw Annie and he announced it to the whole rest of the house. And now my mom says I have to quit track and that I can't go to college. And she just wants me to stay home, that I can't be around Annie anymore. If she knew about you, I wouldn't be able to be around you either.
So what are you doing right now?
When bad things happen, you have to vent the energy somehow. So that's what I'm trying to do, okay?
Oh, Take it from somebody who's had a long lifetime of venting bad energy. You're doing it poorly. What are you going to do with that information, Jojo?
I packed a bag.
And?
I don't want to go home.
Okay.
Don't tell anyone else. I don't want to be a pariah, and I didn't want to, but
I mean, I think really only one person here wouldn't really understand not wanting to be around their parent. Karai's the only one who actually has a healthy relationship with their dad. The rest of us, I mean, my parents tried to kill me, so believe me, I understand not wanting to be around people who gave birth to you. I mean, look at Annie. Pretty sure his dad, like, forced the Argo to go to Jason. He's pretty effed up about it.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. And I don't want to be in a house anymore where it's all about staying in the exact same place and holding the exact same beliefs all the time. And if you don't, you get hit or you get yelled at or you get put in different clothes and told to go to a different school. And I'm tired of it.
And what else are you tired of?
What?
What else are you tired of?
Dissonance and not knowing where everyone is and having to run all the time. And
what are you running from?
My powers going haywire.
What are you running from?
The thing that's been chasing me through every goddamn world. And
Nancy gets she's like a foot away from you. He was standing a couple feet back, letting you have your space, but now he's a foot away, and he snaps. And right next to you, you just see Lorelei.
Why are you gonna do this to me, Marquise?
So tell me what you're really tired of.
Jojo stands there staring at Lorelei and just doesn't know what to say.
When I look at Annie, I don't see someone that I, necessarily... It's going to sound weird, but respect isn't the right word. Admiration isn't the right one either. When I look at him, and he, like, touches your stomach, I get butterflies down there. I think of what it'd be like to hold his hand. Of what it would be like for him to say really nice things to me. To tell me the world will be okay. That I'm not a bad person. I sometimes think of what it'd be like if he held me, or if he kissed me.
I thought that wasn't allowed.
I mean, depends on what you allow yourself. It's one thing I learned in a year's worth of sobriety. You can face things that you are, what makes you different. Or you can run away from them, or pole vault over them, or you can drink them away and drug them away. But I guarantee it feels a lot better just admitting it.
As you've been saying this, like, sometimes JoJo looks at you and it's like there's just a 404 error of you're saying it's okay, but that's not allowed. You're saying that's okay, but that's not allowed. And her trying to fight the thoughts, but it just like being this constant battle. And at the end, she stares at the version of Lorelai you've created for a while. And finally shakes her head and just says, that's not me. We're just friends.
He puts his hand on your shoulder and just says, okay. You tell her when you're ready. And the image of Lorelai just kind of waves at you. And in her voice, it just says, I believe in you.
I'll see you inside, okay?
You got 5 minutes. If I see you doing that bullshit run yourself into the ground routine again, I'll put you to sleep myself. Got it? I only need one workout monster on this team.
Got it.
Do you want me to leave her?
No, thank you.
Goes away.
And yeah, I think it's not she doesn't appreciate it. I think she's just dealing with a lot right now, and she goes right back to it and keeps running.
Okay. We're gonna go down to Karai and Cavelli, who I believe are looking up things about Karai's grandmother.
Some foot tapping just happening. So the name is Juno Inoue. And yeah, that's kind of I didn't know I had supers for grandparents.
That's not uncommon. Superpowers sometimes run in families. Also, don't worry about the whole aliens thing, because there's a lot of creatures out there. It's a big galaxy, and
I'm just upset that I'm not full Asian.
Oh.
That's the issue. God.
Well, I don't even know where my parents come from.
Oh. Sorry.
It's okay. It's kind of not the biggest issue in my world.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey Val, you're a little low on your volume.
I don't like. I think it's just because I'm talking low. That's I just pulled my mic closer to see if it'll help. But I can check the audio settings on Zoom real quick and just maybe turn up my input level, but that's about it. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's much higher.
Okay, is that good?
Just
a lot
bit.
of air though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's my that's why I had it at this point, because it's like fan. So, okay.
Anyway.
Right there works.
That's better. Right there. Perfect.
Okay, cool. We'll do this. It's the exact place that it was before. Like,
It sounds clearer.
okay. All right.
Technology.
Love it.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, let's find. Yeah, let's find this lady. I mean, if she's a lady, like, what if, like, do creatures not from Earth even have genders?
It really depends on the species.
Oh, okay.
But if she identifies as female,
Yeah.
in your family, then that's probably how we should refer to her.
Well, literally motions at self. Like, it's like, yeah, I get it.
Fair.
It's just a thing that I was like wondering because out of curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like something I expected you to answer. It was a rhetorical question, is what I'm saying.
Right. I'm I'm a little nervous right now.
Are you
There's-
okay?
There's a lot
For
writing.
a second there, I was about to suspect that you were maybe Annie's kid, but
No, I'm pretty sure that's not the case.
okay. Yeah. Anyway, let's super space computer away this name.
Okay. And Cavalli will. Well, the first thing she wants to do is to see if, like, check her ping where Buckler went.
Yep.
And-
He's currently on his way back to the school, is what it looks like.
And then she would try to send a message to his HUD if she can, telling them where she and Kurai are in the basement.
Yeah. Annie, you'll get a beep boop on your HUD.
Sounds good. I don't know if I can send one back, but if I can, I'll just like 10-4.
Okay. Yeah. Easy enough.
Cool. And then the next thing I want to do is to just like use my neural lace to just completely interface with whatever computer we have, and I assume we're in like an office.
Yeah.
So,
Whoa.
and like the screen just like flashes and like 10 different tabs open all at once, and you can just see.
Oh man, you need to clear some of those out. That's just
Where no,
music coming from?
I'm using all of these.
Oh.
Like I'm running 10 different searches.
Oh.
And like my brain computer is just basically using the internet connection as like a little puppet and like making it dance.
Sure. Why don't you roll to assess the situation?
Okay. 7.
Cool. What are you trying to find out? What you trying to figure out?
Searching the full name, and if I can find any records on this person. If I can't, then I'm going to try to find if there's any, basically any verifiable like resources on aliens.
Sure. So you got a 7? Okay. You find out basically that this individual is still alive, living in a retirement home not too far from the school. You find out they're not a super notable super. Their claim to fame really is that they're one of the first documented like alien supers that came to help, because a lot of like alien supers came to hurt. This individual came to help.
Okay, then I'm just gonna tell what I found to Kurai.
Man, a retirement home? They must be really old. My dad was like 17 and my mom, they were teenagers when they had me. So like, so she must have had like my mom when she was really old if she's so retired. Wow.
Well, I mean,
do they age the same way as
like
people do?
Again, it depends.
I'm just like I'm not asking.
Yeah,
I know she just talks to herself a lot. Okay.
Can I find any pictures?
No.
Okay.
Superhero name. Can you find that?
I have it written down. Give me a second.
Because Kurai was a superhero nerd as a child before she knew she was a super.
So she's just waiting to see who it is.
Let me find it really fast, and then I'll let you know.
Leaving that one up to you, Chief.
I know, I have it written down.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to find it in my 47 pages of notes that I have.
Oh, no.
47 tabs, 47 pages.
Pretty much.
47 ways to mess this up according to the future.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's Doctor Strange. That's cool. At least it's only 47 ways.
There must be 50 ways to leave your lover.
You know what I should have done? I should have mentioned to everyone if they get my powers to always have snacks on them.
Oh.
Her
like when you're
super name is the Nexus.
The Nexus.
Yep.
Do I know who the Nexus is?
Yeah, actually, let's just have you roll for it. Let's see.
Yeah.
Roll to assess the situation.
Come on. You know what? This deserves dice. It does. It deserves actual dice. All right, 2d6s plus +1. All right. Yay! So I rolled a 9, so +1 is 10.
Yeah, you have heard of the Nexus before. They are, how do I put this? They were never really known to like fight crime. They're more of like a background kind of a support superhero. They were never the ones actively in fights. They were more support because their power is what's called linkage, where they can link with another individual, and the bodily harm that is taken by said individual is split between the two of them. So she can keep people from getting hurt by taking injury on herself.
Is she famous?
She's like super cleric.
Oh. Okay. That's good.
Yeah, she also has hella healing, not magic, but like hella healing powers.
Yeah, she's. Oh man, I definitely could talk to her because I've been trying to learn how to manipulate, trying to figure out how to manipulate blood cells for people to heal faster and hemoglobins and all that. Maybe she's got a.
Well, I know a little bit about that. But probably she would be able to help you more because you're doing it with your powers and I'm doing it with technology.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. I can't like replicate nanobots unless I can make
little water nanobots,
little blood.
Oh my gosh, you totally could.
Whoa! Wait a second here.
Veli, as you're talking with Karai, you hear a voice in the back of, well, not a voice, kind of a voice. And you just hear connection unstable.
Oh, am I connected to GP's computer?
No, you are bamfed. You are given, they needed to find some way to tell you when your time is running out.
Oh. Right.
Because you're not here permanently. You're on borrowed time, my friend.
All right, so I just need the address to this retirement home. Is it in the city?
MC?
Yeah, it's not too far from the school.
She's been this close the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh man.
But here's the thing, if you want my help, then we kind of have to go there tonight. Power's running out sooner than I hoped.
I'm not gonna go wake up an old alien lady at 1:00 in the morning.
Okay.
So I don't think I need your help to talk to somebody.
Yeah, that's fair.
You already did your job by finding her, which thank you, by the way.
Oh, no problem. That's totally fair. I just really want to be useful.
Well, you have been of great use to me, so feel accomplished.
And then she just kind of looks at the computer and looks at her backpack and then looks at the computer and is like, do you think Blink would mind if I just kind of like changed a few things?
I mean,
Coach.
Especially if it helps us do it. Like, I don't know what Blink wants.
I think she wouldn't mind.
And guess what? Even if she did mind, she's not here to tell us no.
That's fair. Oh, I wonder what happens to her if dissonance doesn't. We'll figure it out. So so basically, Cavelli, like just tendrils kind of extend from the backpack and like out through like the front of her sleeves. And then you also see like one of the fingertips on one of her fingers, like she just pulls open a little flap of skin, and then like a little electronic port pops out, and she like sticks it into the USB socket, and she's basically just trying to upload a record of what, you know, like the most useful things that she knows.
Okay. Yeah.
Into this computer, and also trying to kind of upgrade the computer a little bit.
Sure. So I'm gonna have you roll to unleash your powers.
Okay.
Just to see how much is
For
transferred over.
clarification, is this the computer in the basement with the teleportal?
No, they're in an office. They're just in a.
Cool. Never mind.
I figured it was Coach Melson's office.
Coach Melson's office is the office in the basement?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We can make it that. I was just told office, so.
It could be the art teacher's office.
That works.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess the art teacher's going to have a weird computer now.
Yeah.
And it's occasionally going to say encouraging things in Cavelli's voice. Yeah, so would this be an intellectual obstacle, or would it just be using my technology?
Nah, it'd just be using your technology.
Okay. So 5.
Oof.
Because my freak is not very high.
Yeah, I'm gonna thank you, babe.
Clearly I didn't have all the drivers I needed.
No, you didn't. I think you started to upload. You made the mistake of not upgrading the computer before trying to upload all of the future shit, and you fried the computer.
No.
Oh,
I think you
no, there
accidentally
goes
fried this poor art
everybody's-
teacher's computer.
There,
Gosh
I
darn it.
really hope they upload it to the cloud.
And
Yo,
we're
why
gonna-
don't you just put it on the cloud?
Oh, you're so right.
Like, why don't we just put it in like some like a Google Drive, and then everyone can just access it from any computer. You know,
Okay.
like maybe that's not a good idea now that I think about it.
Well, no.
But, like, what if? Yo, hold on a second. I just kind of like look around. It's like, what if we just find a? This is a school. There's got to be externals around here. You know what? I bet there's definitely some in the theater room. Hold on a second, because we record everything, so we need those terabytes for video data. I'm gonna go get those rugged lassies right now.
Oh no, terabytes is a bit small, and then she just starts like kind of concentrating and trying to compress the information.
Okay.
How many should I get?
Well, I mean, as many as you can get away with.
What's bigger than a terabyte?
A petabyte.
You have more than terabytes?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I love that Karai is trying to get the future information onto USBs. Like,
which USB drive do I need? Hold on, let me pull out my future
Wait,
USBs.
what are you talking about USB drives? We use firewires. You have a firewire connection, right?
I can probably figure it out if I don't have the right driver.
Okay, I will bring the firewire, the USB 3, and the Thunderbolt.
Okay. Roll again to unleash your powers.
Okay.
Just go
9.
to, like,
There you
brain
go.
fart.
Better. You can get a decent. So what exactly are you trying to get onto these?
I'm trying to get like what we know about dissonance, what we know about shock and awe.
Okay. Are you putting what you know about Jason on those?
I will, but I'll put like a label on it that says caution, sensitive material.
Sure.
You know, and then like
definitely not porn.
Definitely not porn, and then somewhere in the metadata it'll say Annie, I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
And yeah, she basically wants to like just dump everything that isn't like her skills.
Yeah, that's easy enough. You can dump all of the information you have into that.
I am smart. Not that I
Yeah,
doubted
you have great
myself.
ideas.
I know.
At this time, I'm going to say, Annie, you probably arrive at the school.
And I will go to, based on being sent that information, I would go to where the other
Yeah,
two are.
you have
Yeah.
shown up at the art rooms. The art room.
Hey, Ren Tintin, how's it going? Thanks for joining the party.
Yes, I actually just answered this question. I've not fully done a personal evaluation, although I do believe I am in a non-zero amount of distress. But I can get you a more detailed answer after I have taken my time.
You could have just like been a normal person and be like, fine, and that would have translated all of that into one word.
Thank you for that shortcut. I shall make use of it later.
Say I'm fine. And depending on your inflection, like the if you're actually 100% okay, you just be like, oh yeah, I'm fine. And then like if you're not really, it's just a more of like, I'm fine.
Yes, I do believe I need to study on my inflection, both on usage and interpretation.
You know what? Why don't you just play back the footage of when you were like you before, like when you lost your memories? Can you do that? Like that might help you.
I can attempt to do so. Yes.
And Annie, you see, like as you say that, Cavelli just like takes a USB port out from a port from behind one of her ears, and just kind of looks at you and is like, "Oh, right. I think I have an idea."
Terrific.
MC.
Mm-hmm.
Can I leave anything behind, or does all of my gear go back with me?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm gonna say the gear goes back with you. You can leave data, but you can't leave things.
What if that gear isn't in the dimension that I'm in when I go back?
Then yeah, I could probably stay.
So, Annie,
Yes?
I think I don't have a whole lot of time left here.
Oh. I see.
Yeah, it's taking more energy than I hoped it would. Like I thought maybe I would have a couple days, but it's really just a few hours. I don't think I'm gonna might disappear by morning.
Understood.
I'll be fine. Like I'll just go back. But I wanted to leave you guys with as much as I can. I think if we could program this teleporter to kind of create a bubble dimension, I could leave my gun there, and then you could use it in the fight.
That would be an exceptional boon.
Oh, and it's got a better battery design, so I can leave a blueprint for that with you, and that would help you boost your wings. I just thought that would be cool for you because you seem so excited about all my technology.
I am I have hundreds, maybe thousands. I have not fully taken stock of ideas and possibilities that you have opened up just in a brief conversation and observance of your technological wonders. So yes.
That makes me happy. You're so cool.
You are far. If we were to assign coolness a numerical scale, your number would far exceed mine.
No, I mean, I have an advantage because I'm from the future and all. I guess if I was here with you, I wouldn't be anywhere near as cool.
I don't. That is an interesting hypothetical. Suffice to say that as someone who has trained for a significantly long time to take advantage of a slightly lower power, a slightly lower scale power than most individuals in the city in terms of grant. On my strongest day, without technology, I could defeat a few people. It is extremely admirable and interesting to see someone who is through not power but simply wit and technology managing to make positive change.
That's really cool. So I made a copy of what I know on these hard drives, and there's a few files in there that are marked sensitive
Sensitive to whom?
to you.
Hmm.
And I want you to know that if everything goes well, then the information that I give you will not reflect on anything that might happen. But if it does, if things go poorly, then you might need to open those files. And I want you to know that there's stuff in there about you. Except, well, kind of.
Whoa, I thought you said that you don't.
How about you define poorly as just Jack walks in after being outside?
Yeah.
So the reason I don't remember you, Annie, is because in my future you died.
What?
In the final fight against Dissonance. And that has a lot of ramifications. So I just I don't want to set you guys off your balance. Like, I don't want to disrupt things, but it's stuff that you might need to know. And it's a lot of responsibility for you guys, but if it helps avert the disaster that is Dissonance from coming to pass, then I think you have to know.
See.
Okay.
Yes. That does seem like relevant and pertinent information.
So, but I think you can handle it. And in fact, you might be the one who has the most insight on the situation, because there were some things we weren't able to find out. And I'll just make that blueprint now. And she just like finds like several.
You're in the art room. You can find easy stuff to draw a blueprint out.
I think what she does is just like, if there's like a big old printer for like posters and stuff, she'll just tell it to print out a file.
Definitely. Easy enough? You have the file?
Really? There are the manipulation of time and realities will almost always be enigma, I believe, to most people. Are you aware, is your visit and things you have done, was that always part of our timeline?
It wasn't.
So we have indeed splintered off.
I believe so.
The timeline that you know.
Yes and no, because it was. So the thing that sends me here is called a temporal violation machine. So it doesn't technically create a splinter universe. It violates the continuity of our universe and then when I get back, things will just suddenly kind of snap into a new configuration from what I know.
Understood.
So that we're not stuck in that same universe forever. But it's a very complicated theory.
Indeed.
So if we succeed, there's a chance things go better for you.
Yeah.
It's a chance you just...
For everyone.
Yeah.
Because he takes over the whole world.
Understood.
Well, they do. So let's figure out this pocket dimension. Hi, Jojo.
Indeed.
Jojo
You
walks
look quite
in.
Exhausted.
I'm fine. Just want to get some laps on the track. Yeah. Time for bed now?
Yeah, why don't you decide to go to bed? I'll stay up.
Okay.
I shall be working with Cavelli while... My apologies. Is they? Correct? She. While she is still with us.
Actually, you have to go to sleep, Annie. So does Karai.
I am not sure how much sleep my body currently is capable of.
I can
I
help
could-
you along.
Well, I mean, that, or I am capable of manufacturing a sleep aid with my backpack.
That was a slight deception. My
Correct.
apologies. I desire nothing more than to study and be in the proximity of Cavelli's technological advances. It would be as someone whose technology is
Okay.
very integral to what I do, and who has just also has been proposed a device that could help the longevity of my jetpack. I think it would be an exceptional opportunity to advance myself.
Yes, but you are forgetting that you have to help Jojo get into someone's dream because we don't have a lot of time. We have less than 3 days. I get it. This is your thing. But I'll stay up with Cavelli and I'll get you as much as I can. Okay?
Yes.
I agree with Jack.
I rolled to
Yes,
take a
of
powerful blow,
course.
by the way, and I failed, so
Yeah.
we're good.
I understand. I knew where that was going. I saw the roll.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't you who did it.
Luckily, you're breaking Nancy's heart up in here.
Oh yeah, it's totally fine.
Oh, Gaby.
But yeah, so as they're going off to bed, I will kind of stay with Cavelli and get him as many notes as possible.
Note, Jack, Jojo, it seems embarrassed almost and is not making eye contact with Jack when she gets there and just goes past. It's not a I'm angry thing. It's a I don't know how to respond to this situation thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But as she does, I look at her and say, "Did you shower before bed?"
I'll go, and she goes to I'm sure that attached to Coach Melson's office there's got to be a shower. She's one of the PE coaches and track coach.
Oh, that seems like a great idea. No one likes to go to bed gross, and we have been sweating.
That's true. We did just literally run back to the school. I'm
And
also pretty gross.
Then as she goes, Jojo just points and opens one of the lockers and says, "Towels in here, shampoos in the showers. I'll see you in a minute." And she goes to shower.
So the question is, because the boiler is still broken, is it a cold shower?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
If I
I have to have cold showers in game too.
You can't escape. You cannot escape.
This is so awful.
If anybody needs me to warm up the water as it's falling upon your body, I can do that.
I'm gonna say no, a big old no to that one.
I could probably fix that pretty quickly if you've got the extra metal.
No.
I just gotta bond it.
It's up to you.
Well, I would like to look around and see if there's anything that I can patch the boiler with.
Why don't you roll to assess the situation?
Okie dokie.
This would be part of my sanctuary, so
yeah, you got stuff.
Yeah.
Then I would like to patch the boiler with my backpack.
Easy enough. The boiler is now fixed. You can give it like an hour, and then you'll get warm water.
Manager.
Yeah.
As any is
how
like,
quickly do you break into the information that Cavelli was like, "Don't open this yet"? How quickly?
No, so like right now, Aeneas is like getting ready for bed.
Yeah.
And that means he is self-evaluating.
Yeah.
So it is now at this point that I would like to roll to take a powerful blow.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. Oh.
Plus your conditions.
Surprising 0. I don't have any.
Yeah. So you stand strong, mark potential.
Yeah. Okay.
What's going on in Annie's head?
I think so. With that roll, I think that given everything, he's going to go in and read all the sensitive information. And he's gonna wait for Jack to get back from the shower and then has to talk with him.
So you are reading all of the sensitive information. Cavelli was like, don't open this yet.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you find that during the final stand with Dissonance, it is pretty well known in history that the Argonaut's brother, who is unnamed, false, due to mistakes made by the team. Mistakes made by supers. And this kind of sets Jason off. Something in him completely snaps. And he is not the Jason, the golden retriever that he is known to be previously. He turns his back on supers entirely. He gives up his own powers. And then he becomes the best way to describe it as a bounty hunter. He vows to seek out, and find any super living in any crevice, any pocket dimension that he can, take their powers, and then kill them. He then takes those powers and offers them to Shock and Awe as payment to let him continue living and working. He found your super team, and he proceeded to take their powers, but let them live. So they can see the pain and the anguish and the completely destroyed world that they caused. That is the sensitive information that you read. And then, yeah, you can find... you said you wanted to wait for Jack?
Yeah. Let him shower and all that.
You don't just bust in on him during his shower time?
No, that even an ASM please knows that is a social line that you don't just cross.
I mean, it's okay. I totally would have just fogged it out. But anyways,
Yeah.
So yeah, coming back and just feeling a whole lot better now, especially since I've gone through my own lovely epiphany in the shower and had an existential crisis.
Everyone having crises. Let's go.
Is that what they call what you do in the shower now?
Hey, when you got time traveler fleas.
Hold on.
You look like you're waiting for someone.
You.
All right, so I'm just going to apologize right now. I'm very sorry for what Kid Me said. Just pretend like he's a complete and utter liar. I mean, that just makes it a lot easier if you do.
Would you like to speak, maybe, like, looking, because we're in the room with all the cots and stuff, I assume. Would you like to speak, you and me?
Sure. As he says that, he just kind of, like, looks over and like, oh, God, he's going to punch me in the face. Let's go over there.
Mm-hmm. I still feel as though I have not sufficiently apologized for what happened when all of our powers were shifted.
What?
My harsh words and how I treated you. I don't feel as though I have properly apologized and atoned for those actions.
Yeah, considering some of the things I said and did, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I told everyone that you were Buckler. And I'm sorry I couldn't be a good enough friend when you needed me.
What? How, in your eyes, have you been an insufficient friend?
I mean, if I had said the right thing or made the right call, you wouldn't have snapped on me like that.
I don't believe that is correct, unfortunately. I in the timeline that we were living in before Cavelli showed up, I was doomed. We had made many poor decisions and had lacked some information and direction, and were things to play out as at least Cavelli's past did, I would have been doomed. In the same way, I don't believe that in the timeline we lived in that I was going to react in any other way to having the opportunity for the Argo so close and be denied it. I do not believe it was a flaw in your actions, merely a flaw in my character. Or in a flaw in what I thought I needed.
People usually don't tell me they're wrong, so that's new.
I simply, I was wrong. You were correct, and my apologies for not making that clearer.
Okay. Thank you for apologizing.
Thank you for realizing that I was incorrect.
When you're an addict, you know another addict?
That seems an accurate term.
So does that mean you're one day sober off the Argo?
There's still something else about the Argo and the family.
Okay.
I had an opportunity. It seems so long ago, but it was almost exactly 2 days ago with the scandal about my potential genealogy not being actually derived from the Damocles household. I had an opportunity to investigate such claims, but chose not to.
I remember. I thought that was pretty cool of you.
It just... I don't know if I should... With so much still uncertain, it feels incorrect to not investigate easier solutions.
He walks up to you and takes your hand. I was with your mom for all of 30 seconds when she commanded you all to get out. There was nothing. And I think I might be a pretty good judge of character. There was nothing in that woman to lead me believe she would ever be unfaithful to anyone. Not her husband, but especially not her kids. And if I'm quite honest, you have many traits of Lord Trident, but I'm glad that he didn't see enough of that in you to really make you his son. Even if untraumatized Annie was a lot more fun, I love this one a heck of a lot more. And he just like starts robotically walking away.
but you've already grabbed my hand, so I just hold you still.
Please let me go.
Sorry, I had not concluded my things I desired to speak with you. If you need to go?
No, I don't have to go, but I would like to go fall down a hole, a very deep one, preferably 50 feet, maybe 100 feet. If I could make it to the Earth's center, I think that might be far enough.
I would not desire that. I would have to, because as the team member capable of flight, I would both be one of the only people able to, and of course would want to get you from hitting the bottom of said hole. And I do not believe that kind of stress is what the team needs right now.
Well, what else did you want to say?
Well, first, in reaction to what you just said, I agree, and I think I trust your judgment better than my suspicions.
Thank you.
Well, there are of course many ways to describe you, but you are above all in a person of exceptional intellect and observational prowess that is, I think, unparalleled amongst individuals that I've seen. And that is coming from someone who is studied under the tutelage of someone who has access to almost every surveillance piece of equipment in the city. Your powers of observation and deduction are unrivaled.
Is it weird that I'm turned on right now?
What do you mean by that?
So, whoa, I'm sorry.
What?
Did you hear that? You didn't hear that, right?
What is there? I'm unfamiliar with this turn of phrase, I suppose.
Just, you know what? When you... No, I'm not going to do that because you're going to use this... You're going to use that phrase incorrectly, and then someone's going to call you out on it, and then it's going to come back to me. So when you're turned on, it means that you're experiencing a state of physical arousal.
Oh. What was the stimulus cause?
I mean, A, you're holding my hand, and B, you're complimenting me, and as someone who hasn't had that ever, it's really nice.
Oh. Would you like... I could continue to describe
I don't know if I could handle
aspects
that
of yourself
at the moment, so we should just continue to talking about the things you wanted to talk about, please, before I melt into a puddle.
This may be... Well, so the home that I had been taking residence in just got attacked and is filled with, or at least will be after this is all over, person who I don't desire to be around regularly, and with a mother who's she possesses a great amount of care, but expresses it in an exceptionally demeaning way that I find quite difficult.
Yeah, I could imagine having the power to just tell her kids what to do would just probably not make you good at tact.
Correct. Tact is not a skill Alejandra possesses. And I do not mean to put upon you. However, you are also the only person I know who does not live with their parent.
Mm-hmm.
And if it would help to have a, I believe the term is roommate. Like goes to like check you and like gets ready for like the Heimlich maneuver.
No, I'm fine. And you will get your act together. This is just get it together.
This locker, what did this locker do? I don't.
That locker really has just been, it needed to get its shit together, and I need to give it a real talking to. But yeah, sure. My place isn't really nice though. Like, as you saw, like, it's pretty bare bones. Like, there's not a lot of like luxuries or amenities.
It has a couch. I did not for the past 5 years. I did not have a couch either. The cots that we will be sleeping on tonight is fairly. I would say that my sleeping arrangements were a bit nicer than that while studying under the Golden Prophet, but she's not design rooms with ease of use as the primary concern.
Okay.
Budget, practicality, upgradability. These are some of the top things that maybe she's thinking of.
But not really
how
a
comfortable,
homey feel to it.
Precisely.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I also, have been intending to leave that home for a bit, and was trying to go through places that I would feel safe while unconscious, and in a home with you was at the top of that list.
Why?
You evoke feelings of safety and security when I'm around you.
Okay. That's the first time I've ever heard that before. So you were, like, conscious earlier. Like, you remember what happened earlier today?
Yes.
Like, when little me were saying things were clearly, obviously lies, and definitely not truths, unfiltered by, the years of trauma and self-deceit.
I was present.
And you still want to do that?
What difference? Why would...
Listen, the first time I told someone I really liked them, I got punched in the face. The second time, this is a lot worse happened. I'm just not really used to people saying the words I love you to, responding in a healthy manner. Usually they either try to kill me, they run away, or they get buried under rubble. It's giving me a bit of a complex.
I'm not sure what expressing love healthfully and without rigorous physical training looks like. So I must confess I don't know where I am and I don't know what... I'm not sure I know what my version of loving someone who I think is not, that I think could be healthy and not bad, such as the ones that I have witnessed growing up, looks like.
Okay.
But exploring such possibilities with you does also not seem bad or unenjoyable.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
A little. So, to be, sharing it honestly as you have right now, I'm not very good at it either. When you are an illusionist, you tend to lie to yourself a lot. And Can I show you something?
Yes.
He like takes off the hat and his gloves, and he takes off his shirt. And his body changes. It becomes gray and wrinkled. His eyes become very sunken. Scars appear across his body. Bruises on the inside of his arm. Emaciated, just a horrible looking person. This is not what I look like. But every time I look in the mirror, this is what I see. And then it goes away and it's back to just normal Jack. So I don't really know how to show love in a healthy way, but if you're willing to take a journey with someone who's just as new to this as you are, I'd be happy to call you roommate.
That sounds exceptionally favorable. I understand that looking in the mirror and seeing an unfavorable view of yourself can be exceptionally difficult. And I suppose know that that is not the individual who I see when I see you.
Okay. This is a lot of honesty. This is a whole lot of honesty.
I think I'm quite finished with most deceptions. It was extremely stressful, and I don't believe actually did anything good.
Yeah, deception doesn't really work unless it's against people you're never going to meet again, so...
You know, that does seem very wise.
Can I hug you?
Yes.
And I hug him. And I'm going to roll to comfort and support somebody.
Okay, go ahead.
That's an 11.
There you go.
Because we've kind of been doing it anyways.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Annie has already opened up to you.
Yeah.
So Annie, you can shift your labels, clear a condition, or mark
I'm
potential.
going to mark potential.
And then Jack, you can add a team to the pool or clear a condition yourself.
I will clear hopeless.
Sure. As you two hug, we're getting towards the end of our game, so I need one final roll from Cavelli to see if you can successfully leave your gun for Annie in a pocket dimension.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll probably to unleash your powers.
Okay. I'm doing this through the technology of the teleportal, so it's with.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, that'll be 8.
Yep, you can leave your gun there for Annie.
Just before it closes, I also want to just grab like a chunk of my backpack.
Yeah.
And just leave like a can of Nanofactory. And as I leave it, there's like just one little touch on it and it says for Annie only, not for GP.
Got it. And with that, we will end this session of Hero Complex. After all of the feels and the little baby gabies, so we're going to go around the circle. I need you all to tell me if your character grew closer to the team in their own self-image or farther from the team, as well as who you are and where we can find you on the internet. We're going to give Marquise no break. So Marquise, did Jack grow closer to the team, farther from the team, or in his own self-image?
Well, I guess it's closer to the team, and we all know who
that
was.
Who made you feel special?
Weird.
Annie, do you already have influence over Nancy?
Yeah, he does.
Obviously.
Okay, so shift his labels.
I'm gonna shift freak down.
Okay.
And I'll shift
Please don't shift Mundane.
savior up.
Okay.
Okay.
Freaking. All right. Cool.
And then tell us who you are and where we can find you on the internet.
Hi, everybody. I am the one and only Barty Time. You can find me on twitch.tv/Barty_time. Also on Twitter @BartyTime. But you can also find me tomorrow on Dice Tyrants with the lovely Sanctum Cosplays when we play 800 Steamworks. You can normally catch me on Tuesdays with our friend Sanan, who's not here, and Anna as well, playing Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. Unfortunately, we'll be playing this Tuesday. He's off being international right now. Yay him. And And then on Saturdays on the lovely Valdrianth channel, you can catch me in the Emberwind campaign's Guise of Axia, where I play the tank who wears no armor and no clothes because he wants you to hit him instead of his friends. That's the reason why. So yeah, that's me, and happy to be here entertaining you folks. And yeah, totally just, break my poor little Gaby heart.
Little Gaby. All right, we'll move over to Karai. Karai, did you grow closer to the team, farther from the team, or in your own self-image?
I would definitely say Karai grew in their own self-image.
Okay, so you can shift one label up and one down and explain how you see yourself now.
Well, one, not completely human, so that's definitely kind of knocking up my my pride a little bit, I think. So I think I'm gonna go up in superior and down in mundane.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then tell us who you are and where we can find you on the interwebs.
Right. So, hey, you can find me at twitch.tv/Valdrianth. I have been in chat. You can find me there as well on Twitter. I produce TTRPG content with my friends. We have 5th edition, Pathfinder. We have a Monster Hearts coming soon, Emberwind that Marquise is in, and what else we have? We have some Dragon Age. So there's like a good amount of these faces like appear in other places with me. And of course, you can find me here on Sundays. So just come over and support my friends, please, because they're cool.
So, Nora, you don't get to tell us if you grew closer, farther, or in your own self-image because you, unfortunately, are out of time. However, I would like you instead to read the relationships that you had to decide upon before this game.
What? Oh my god.
Okay, my relationships were that the Argonaut / Jason turns away from the hero's path, according to your history books, and I have to prevent that from happening. And I also decided that it was because of Aeneas dying. And then I decided that I've always idolized Mancer / Jojo, but it's too awkward to admit to them now that you've met them in real life. Keep it cool, keep it cool. Although if I had a moment alone, I would have told her that it was really romantic what she did to save Lorelai.
Oh.
Oh my god. Wait, this is an out of character request.
That's in the files, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably.
Is that
Sure.
Do you have a letter in the files for JoJo saying that? Because that's something that I and Narissa would take delight in role playing through.
Well, now, yes, now there is a letter in the files.
Cool.
Like,
Cool.
JoJo, I'm your biggest fan. I'm so glad to see you at a point in your life where you haven't lost all of your hope. And I always thought it was really romantic what you did to save Lorelai.
Because in the future, you're fucked up.
Oh my god, I'm dying.
I mean, we all are in the future, so.
All right, but Nora, tell us
Except
who you
me.
are and where we can find you on the internets.
Hi, I'm Nora. I'm at Azedadine on Twitter. And it's the same as my username in the Twitch chat. And I can be found on the Cornfields and Kobolds podcast, which is an every other weekly 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons real play podcast. We're playing through the 5th edition Tyranny of Dragons campaign, and I'm playing Coilena Firetree, the Eladrin Bard of Glamour, which can be found wherever pods are caught.
Get out of here with your Rob joke. Get out of here.
And I am also writing my own Powered by the Apocalypse game, which I will post on itch.io when it is releasable. And if anybody wants to be a part of a playtest for that, please contact me. On you can DM me on Twitch if you know where I'm on Discord a lot, or DM me on Twitter.
Slide into them DMs.
Slide them in. Lube it up and slide in there.
Thank you for joining us, Nora. Thank you
It's
for
absolutely
agreeing
my
to be
pleasure.
part of this. Thank
I
you
loved every
for.
minute.
I gave Nora the option of helping or harming the party, and the exact quote was, well, it's not the exact quote, but the gist was they're too much of a shit show by themselves, so why would I hurt them? was basically what Nora said when I gave them the option, her the option of helping or hurting you guys.
Aw, thanks.
I think what I said was they get into enough trouble by themselves.
Yeah, but in my head it translated to they're too much of a shit show by themselves, which I think is more accurate.
Listen,
But it's not mean if it's true.
I mean, I'll take it. I mean, it could still be mean and true, but that's okay. That's what reading's all about. It's fundamental.
So we'll move over to JoJo. Did you grow closer to the team, farther from the team, or in your own self-image?
No, self-image.
Sure.
Grew in their
So
own
you
self-image.
shift your label, one up, one down, and then tell us how you view yourself now.
Yeah, she is shifting freak up by 1. Yeah, for sure. And then I would say she's shifting her mundane down by 1.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So she is a freak. She was born with powers that she shouldn't have, that do nothing but hurt people. And even when other people use them, they could still hurt them. And on top of that, she has run away from home and broken all the rules that her parents set. And then when one of her very good friends came to comfort her about it, implied that she also was breaking some of the strongest laws that were ever enforced in her, which is being gay doesn't exist. Being gay is evil, point blank. So that's terrifying. She's not doing great right now.
That's understandable. We have a Gaby in crisis. We have technically two Gabies in crisis, but the crisis is different.
Yeah.
All I gotta say though is that if you're running from yourself, do it on a track field.
Yeah, that's fair. And then tell us who you are and where we can find you on the internet.
Hi, my name's Nerissa Hart. I am a actor, director, writer, etc., just multidisciplinary theater artist in the DC metro region. I also do online things, so I do this Twitch stream. I am a Shadow of the Colossus speedrunner. I am the fastest femme in the world, so that's cool. And then I am going to be doing other tabletop live stream games later this year, and those will get announced as they come. But I'm very excited about those, and I'm also trying to get more into podcast voiceover now that I have my pretty microphone. So yeah, but that's me.
All right, and then last but not least, everyone's favorite emotionally stunted individual, Annie. Did you grow closer to the team?
Yeah, I wonder who I grew closer to.
I wonder. Go ahead. I'm sure Nancy already has influence.
I
over
did
you,
not.
so-
I gave it up
You're
a
right,
couple
you
sessions
did.
ago to try and help him.
So you have it back now.
Mm-hmm.
And then tell us who you are, Rob, and where we can find you on the internet.
Ahoy, everyone! I'm Robert the GM at Robbie
Wait, did you
Roll.
just say ahoy?
I said hoy.
Oh, okay.
Without so
Hoi Benoy.
without the,
Hoi Benoy.
Hoy! I'm Tammy. I'm Robert the GM at Robbie Rollin on Twitter. You can find me with Val every Wednesday night for Revenge of the Gith, our 5th edition game, which is getting at the end of the 3rd season. So come join us as I continue to just top myself every season and until we get too big and all I have to do start doing sky lasers. And every Thursday for Aether and Steamworks The Clockwork Zephyr, the different Aether and Steamworks game where we are space pirates. That's with Sanam, who's normally
Pirates.
joins us. Yes. And of course here, and then I'm part of the Not Quite Heroes podcast. We're a 5th edition actual play podcast where I play super anxious tabaxi named Miguel that comes the night. It's a ton of fun. A lot of great content creators there, like one of our friends from Cornfields and Kobolds, Amy. Absolute delight. It's a great time. So check us out at NQH Podcast on Twitter for all our links and stuff.
I've never told you how much I love that name, by the way. Gale that comes in the night. It is the best tabaxi name I've ever heard.
It's a quality back.
Thank you. Also, real quick, shout out to Ty. He's the creator of Aether and Steamworks. He's doing a Kickstarter right the heck
It's 100%
now.
funded.
It's finally 100%
Yay!
funded as it should have been. Come check it out. If you can't back it, then show some people who maybe can. I'm about to put a link in the chat.
I was gonna do it, but yeah, if you can beat me to it.
Yeah, so it's an amazing system made by an amazing person. So come check it out. Yeah.
And I am Sanctum Cosplays. I have been your man in the chair, your game master, whatever the hell you want to call me for this wonderful, wonderful game. I do a lot of TTRPG streamings on Mondays. You can find me on Dice Tyrants with Marquise, playing the sweetest little baby anxious bean that you ever did meet. I already had someone threaten physical violence against my team if my character was not kept safe. So there is that. They're gonna, come in from the other game and kill my entire team if my little baby is not kept safe.
Okay.
On Tuesdays, I usually am on Vampire the Masquerade, also on Dice Tyrants, where I play the exact opposite character. I play Katya, who is a murder slut. She wins things by just seducing people, and that's about it. Thursdays, you can catch me here on Nerd League Gaming. I play in our D&D 5e game of Dragon Heist, and I play Alona Sarah, a dumb as fucking rocks half-orc monk. And then Sundays, wow, I can't words, you can find me here, leading all of these wonderful individuals to their dooms. So thank you everyone for watching. We will see you all next time, and we will close this issue of Hero Complex.